So in this video, we are going to discuss what's going to happen when Jupiter is placed in different houses in your chart. So let's see that. Hey my beautiful girls and my handsome boys, welcome back again to your favorite astrology channel, the one and only JupiVen Astrology. Okay, so now let's talk about what happened when Jupiter is placed in the first house of your chart. Okay, so Jupiter when placed in the first house, first of all, Jupiter represent expansion. Okay, so Jupiter in the first house makes you explore more, okay, through traveling or reading. You should understand the fact that naturally Jupiter in the Kalapurusha Kundli ruled the 9th house of long distance travel and 12th house of foreign travel. So naturally, when those 12th and 9th house related significations come into the first house, regardless of which ascendant you are, so naturally Jupiter will incline you towards traveling. Okay, Jupiter in the first house in the birth chart makes you extremely knowledgeable and wise person, right? Actually, if you understand the fact, I would say intelligence or like cramming things is more like a Mercury thing, but the wisdom part, the intelligence, the knowledge, like the practical application of some things is Jupiter. So when it sit in your first house, it make you highly knowledgeable and it give you a great wisdom. Now these attributes naturally you will find in a person who have Jupiter in the first house, or if you have, and it will make you a self-reliant person, a self-reliant human being. Jupiter in the first house give you a higher inclination for learning, for religion, philosophy, spirituality, because Jupiter also represents such things. So when it comes to ascendant, it give you such kind of inclination as well. Jupiter when sit in the first house which is also known as ascendant, okay, so first house aka ascendant, give you generally a heavier body, because Jupiter is a karaka of expansion. Jupiter have, like in Hindi you called it felavat, so Jupiter have the nature to expand thing. So you will see that the people who have Jupiter in the first house, naturally their body has the tendency to grow heavier. If you see some people who even like some people say, even if I drink water, I feel my body grows. So that's why, because of the Jupiter, because such people whatever they eat, their body accept easily and that expand. And Jupiter is also the karka of fat. So these guys, if Jupiter is working negatively, it can make you very fatty as well. So you need to be a little bit careful regarding that. It will give you generally large eyes, oval shape, right, high forehead, and in terms of it can also give you fair complexion if we talk about that, right? And in the first house, the first house also signifies the planet here, if like Sun or Jupiter, like especially the Sun if sit here. So like first house, if it become extremely strong, you will see such people have like ego, right? And they have little bit that kind of a nature. So first house show your personality, characteristics, your attitude and brain also. So although for the brain and mind we also have to see the fifth house, but Jupiter in the first house make you very wise and practical person also, right? Because ultimately it's the planet of wisdom. So it also enhances here your tolerance, and it also help you in cultivating like patience. That's really a good thing. Jupiter in the first house make you a person who can deal with challenges in a calm and composed kind of a manner. It promote deep analysis, right, that often result in formulating a comprehensive strategies to achieve life goal. That is why you see Jupiter in the first house, people can can do analysis, they can think broad perspective, because Jupiter is expansion broad. So okay, we can take this company there in few years and this and that. So that in that way it's really a good placement. Now although you will see that Jupiter in the first house people have the tendency to gain weight very easily. So in that manner, again, I would say that you need to be a little bit careful, okay, because you have the tendency to gain weight. So be careful what you eat. If you feel that you have Jupiter in the first house and your body gain weight easily, so you should be careful regarding that, okay, especially regarding your eating habit. Doing proper exercises, etc., is important here. Although one amazing thing I like about the Jupiter in the first house is that when the Jupiter sit in the ascendant, it nullify almost all the malefic doshas in your chart, or I would say most of the, it is like famous saying that when Jupiter is well placed in the first house, most of the negative doshas in your chart are go away. Because you see, the most benefic planet is sitting in your ascendant, regardless of how it is working in your chart. Still, natural signification of planet comes first, okay. So natural signification of Jupiter is like is that it's benefic. So even if it's your 6th lord, 8th lord, 12th lord, it doesn't even matter. So natural signification of Jupiter is very benefic. That is why in the first house when Jupiter is there, so it's nullify many negative thing in your chart. If let's say Jupiter in the first house, it's placed in its own sign like Sagittarius, Pisces, or it's exalted here in the sign of Cancer, then it create also great rajyogas like Hans Rajyoga, you know. So like Panch Mahapurush Rajyogas are also formed in ways, right? That is like that those yogas then give a very good result. But then again, you need to see a lot of factor for those yogas if they are not afflicted and all that. So of course, if you have such yogas, so native with such Raj yogas will be beautiful, attractive person, okay, virtuous, long-lived, fearless, religious, generous, fortunate. First, most importantly, with Jupiter here, fortunate it will make you, because you should understand the fact that Jupiter, by sitting in your lagna, aspect 5th house of your purva punya with the 5th right aspect, and the 7th house of your marriage and like love, romance, and the business partnership, and the 9th house of your luck, fortune, bhagya. So it's covered like almost all part and sitting in the first house. So you should understand, that's why it's really good. It make you wealthy, philanthropist also, and most importantly, you will get respected in society with this if it's well placed. Your life philosophy will become great if Jupiter is working for in the first house in a very good way. Physically, again, one thing is for sure, if it's like, you know, you little bit, you need to be careful, otherwise it can make you overweight, right? So even if let's say some malefics are doing something, or naturally, see, first of all, you should understand the fact Jupiter is like a heavy planet, and when it's set in the first house, it's karaka of expansion, so naturally it's expand your body. So you need to properly do exercise, take care of diet. That's highly recommendable here. I highly recommend that. Now, as I said, in the by sitting in the first house, it aspect the 5th house and 9th house. So very auspicious results are achieved naturally, because 5th house of your love, romance, children, purva punya, and 9th house of your luck, most importantly, it activate that. And because, see, you should understand, these are the houses like the 1, 5, 9 are really important houses. They provide happiness, they provide you luck, they provide you support, fortune, material wealth. So naturally, expecting the 7th house also give you like the happy married life, and 5th house give you good children, right? And it also give you spiritual inclination, because naturally that's really important part. Like the spirituality is really important part for Jupiter. The first house or ascendant is mainly concerned with the native outer appearance, okay, health also, and how generally they appear, if we see about that. So as I said, Jupiter is a planet of expansion. By sitting in the first house, naturally it increase your inclination towards like study, gaining knowledge, right, traveling. Basically, Jupiter increase your curiosity of exploring things. That's why people travel to different country to explore new culture, meet new people. That is because of Jupiter influence, right? Education become really important for you guys. Like the more you study, the more you learn, the more you earn in your life. It is also said for the people who have Jupiter in the first house that more you study, more better it is for you. The more knowledge you gain, more better it is for you. It is also seen that when you have Jupiter in the first house, you inspire people with your ability, and like you see that you will have some kind of ability to stand out in the crowd because of your knowledge and wisdom. Like you see, for an example, there are many people in some place, and then you need some kind of wisdom talk or advice. Then one person talk in such a great way, then everyone is like, oh my god, what an amazing advice. That is the kind of a person who have Jupiter in the first house, because they have great wisdom, and due to that kind of advice and wisdom, they always get respect in society. Okay. And this effect of Jupiter will definitely, if it's giving you fullest result, it will make you a highly independent and self-reliant person. Okay. And Jupiter, since represent higher learning, religion, spirituality also, so definitely you will take a very good interest in such subject. Chubby side of body is naturally seen, right? And a beautiful kind of a skin, right? Generally I have seen with Jupiter in the first house, it can give you oval kind of a shape of face, large eyes and high forehead. Okay, that can be seen. One of the Jupiter's quality is that it just expand wherever it sits. Okay, so like the people who have Jupiter in the first house will definitely have a scope of personality development. You will see that with time your personality definitely develop, because Jupiter expand your personality. You grow spiritually, professionally, overall in your life. Also, luck wise, again I say this again and again, that luck and fortune wise is really a great placement. It doesn't even matter how much difficulties and hardness these person will have to face, they just come out of that, right, like a winner, because of this Jupiter's blessing. Like you can give them the toughest challenges, right? With this Jupiter placement, they have the tendency to just, the confidence to just overcome that. At the same time, presence of Jupiter in the ascendant, I would say, can sometimes make native very emotional also, right? They can become sensitive and understanding the need of and the wants of other. That could also be seen. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And now in the first house, you see that you will believe that anything is possible, and you always be positive. Like you see, if Jupiter is working great in your chart, no matter you put this guy in any situation, or this girl, or this person, this human being in any situation, with this positive Jupiter in the first house, they can just grow out of that, and they will always be optimistic. They always be positive about the situation, like yes, we can come out of this. So that is really a great thing. Now, although I have seen one thing, that with Jupiter in the first house, they can sometimes sacrifice their own things, their own interests, they go extra to help others, because they feel like helping other people is important. Morality wise, it increase so much morality in a person, that they feel like helping is really important, and due to which they sometime avoid their own interest and help others. Okay. You will see that it will make you generous also. Jupiter in the first house will make you generous also, and the good thing that you do will definitely take you far in your life. Okay. One thing is advised, that when you have Jupiter in the first house, use your own judgment. Think about it, right? While taking an important decision of your life, just sit and think about it, right? You already have intelligence and wisdom. Okay. But the thing is, maybe you need to develop them, maybe you need to work on them. But if you have Jupiter in the first house, naturally you have these things. Definitely Jupiter in the first house increases your charisma, your optimism, your sense of self individualism, I would say. People who have this placement, people, let's say you have this placement, so people will see you as someone who could be very confident and enthusiastic person. Okay. It can also give you magnetic personality, and it definitely with Jupiter, it will give you naturally leadership qualities and make you a leader kind of a person, right? Jupiter energy first house promote personal growth, self-expression, and pursuit for higher knowledge. So yeah, this is all about Jupiter in the first house. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And now let's talk about Jupiter in the second house. Now see, uh, the second house is the house of wealth. We all know it is the actually house of family. It is the house of uh, like your values, the thing you value, whether you value money, you value diamond, you value love affair, you value family, you value reading Bhagavad Gita, any spiritual book, or you value just going to for on foreign travel, on luxury things, and all that. So Jupiter in the second house show that person can born in an affluent family. That can be possible. The person in the Jupiter with the Jupiter in the second house generally seen that they remain financially secure with greater influence and authority in the society throughout the lifetime. Okay, Jupiter when placed in the second house of the birth chart, you will also see that uh, it may turn you into a like a place into the second house. It give you impressive and a sweet voice, right, and also give you a very good speech, right. Now second house in our chart, in our kundli, fundamentally if you see, it also represent like your food habits, it also represent your bank balance, and if you see along with family, speech, and thousands of other things, it also represent your right eye. So Jupiter in this house is considered very auspicious for the financial stage in person's life, right. With Jupiter in the second house, it promotes, I would say, accumulation of wealth, right, and definitely it strengthen your monetary condition, right. Like see, Jupiter being the karaka, the significator of expansion, so it promotes the expansion of family, whether it is by marriage or childbirth. Okay, uh, definitely it make a person very soft spoken. Sometimes this Jupiter can give you a little bit of introvert nature also. I have also seen that. Now see, well placed Jupiter in the second house may give you earning from teaching also, earning from banking also. Such people earn from teaching, from banking, from public speaking, right. So that could also seen, or like some kind of a trust they could earn from that also. uh, they could be good in financial management and advisory. That is also seen like when Jupiter in the first in the second house. uh, and you will also see that since second house represent family and Jupiter is also like represent finances, so in the second house these people will take their family decision many time, and they take it very wisely. They will speak fluently like a scholar, you will also see, because second house represents speech. So when Jupiter is placed in the second house, they will speak like a scholar, and they will have control over the grammar. That is really amazing thing. And since second house is the speech, like the speech and like your voice, so you will also see that such people love to speak truth, Jupiter being the planet, so that can also be seen. But again, if let's say Rahu or Saturn or other malefics are influencing this Jupiter, then it might not be the case that they are speaking the truth, then they will be very manipulative also. Okay, but if there is no malefic aspect, you will find that these people will eat sattvic food. They will not eat non-veg. They will be good people, eating only the food that will not harm other. Vegetarians, vegans, you will find with this, eating good food, healthy food mainly. Okay, uh, and also like Jupiter when sit in the second house, it aspects the eighth house by its seventh aspect. So they will be interested in this like the occult sciences, like for an example astrology, tarot, palmistry, and all these kind of stuff. It gives them very attractive face because second house, Jupiter can also give that, right. When Jupiter sit in the second house, you see it aspect the sixth house by its fifth aspect, eighth house by its seventh aspect, and 10th house by its ninth aspect. So the earth trikona is active, right. You will see that mainly earth trikona. So naturally money wise Jupiter bless them good, right. So the second house like concern the possession and the wealth of the native. So the native like with Jupiter in the second house, let's say probably born in uh, a wealthy family with this placement. There are chances. And you will see that with Jupiter, if it's well placed in the second house, these people with being born in a good family or wealthy family, they are naturally they have this habit to live a life which is like in terms of financially, they are just trouble free. They are just happy because Jupiter is here. Positions somehow will also assure that native like lifetime financial security will be there, some kind of, right? Jupiter in the second house also signifies that native, or I can say you, can become a very highly influential kind of a person in your society, right? That can also be seen with this Jupiter in the second house. Like Jupiter in the second house can even like give you wide social circle, right? And due to those people, those circle, you may get some kind of authority or leadership qualities also, or probably they teach you like the leadership quality. And you will also see that with Jupiter in the second house, they like when they speak, like because Jupiter second house also represent this vocal cord, this like throat. So when they speak in such a beautiful way that you feel like, oh my god, this person speak is like, this is amazing, I would love to listen to him, right? So that can also possible. Jupiter, is the planet of expansion, as I told you. So if let's say it is sitting in the second house, and let's say very malefics are like aspecting and they are just destroying this Jupiter, then it could create some trouble also in person's life. But this planet is so lucky that native is still likely to regain the financial condition despite of the problems that come due to malefics. So that is the great thing. The presence of Jupiter in the second house of your horoscope like definitely works to make you lucky in terms of wealth and prosperity, right? Under the influence of this Jupiter, you become rich and prosperous, right? And you will also see that like other people get jealous of you if you have this placement. Like such people who have Jupiter in the second house, people get jealous of them. Now you will ask why. The reason is because sometimes this Jupiter can make you so rich and prosperous, then naturally that people will jealous of you. Like your interest with Jupiter in the second house in worldly and sensual pleasures can lead you to work hard to maintain your prosperity and affluence. Okay, you will also see with this placement your strong self-image, or I can say your sense of self-worth, work to strengthen your chances of achieving success. Okay, so I would say that your strong self-image and your sense of self-worth work to strengthen your chances of achieving success, right? Now see, under the influence of this Jupiter in the second house in the horoscope, you achieve expansion and prosperity in almost every sphere of your life. That is really a great thing. Now, although you will also see that due to the Jupiter in the second house, the expenses will increase, right? There will also be expenses in your life, right? And maybe you like to spend more due to this placement. I have seen such people can also spend money on those things like where they do not really need. Like they are like, I have this mic, why don't I upgrade it? You don't need an upgrade. Your mic is perfectly fine, but still you are buying a new mic, right? So that can also possible with this. I'm just giving you an example. That can be anything, literally. So generally I've seen that with Jupiter in the second house, these people are like big hearted in terms of spending money. They're like, it's okay, I can pay the bills, right? So yeah, Jupiter in the second house can also give generosity, right? And a very good vision to you. That can also be seen. You like I have seen such people like very adaptive in creating wealth and capital. And definitely they do some kind of a work which help, financially they are so good in like this finance and knowledge that they definitely work to add a lot of wealth in their life, right? Like such people who have Jupiter in the second house are not only rich, but you will also see that they appear rich. Their lifestyle, their manner, their way, their work, that definitely impress people, right? Their friends and people who meet such people are also prosperous and wealthy. You will also see that. Because of course, when you become rich and all that stuff, most of the time your network circle will be like that. So yeah. Now, if before we move forward, if you would like to get a personal consultation, you can take it by clicking the link in the description. Now, when Jupiter is in the second house, Jupiter or Guru works to provide the positive manners. Okay. Now, because of this, like Jupiter, you will get fame, right? Definitely in the people, in the public, people will admire you. And this Jupiter can give you polite nature as well and make you optimistic also, right? This, like the people who have Jupiter in the second house, they definitely, like such people, I would say, do the work of conveying positive thinking, polite behavior, right? So that can also be seen. And such kind of a thing will definitely make their image and relation with other very good in society. Okay. And this thing will also help them to achieve success in the business world or in their profession also. Also, you will see with Jupiter in the second house, Jupiter influence extend to a matter of wealth, possession and financial stability. So individuals with Jupiter in the second house are blessed with an inability to attract abundance, right? Naturally. Now, these people may experience financial growth through like entrepreneurial venture, investment, or I would say some different like such kind of a career path, I would say. But you will see maybe entrepreneurial things, starting some company, etc. can be seen. Jupiter placement in the second house like also signifies like philanthropic nature, right? These people may even, like I would say, encourage other people to like share their like prosperity with others and all that kind of a thing. Like for an example, these people will say that, hey, let's say you have Jupiter in the second house, you will be like, you when you speak, people would love to listen if it's like a positive way, and they will be like, you should donate certain amount of your, let's say 5% of your income, 10% of your income to the people who need it, to the poor people, for the helping of society. So that kind of a thing can be seen. Like the native who have Jupiter in the second house, probably born with, like, of course I told you, in a wealthy family, right? That can be possible. Now it is also seen that when Jupiter is in the second house, such person is admired by females, and such person can inherit like property somewhere, and these people may sometime even have the chances of winning lotteries or properties of some person. Okay, that could also be seen somehow, right? So this is all about the Jupiter in the second house, and if you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. Now let's talk about Jupiter in the third house. Okay, so now let's talk about Jupiter in the third house. So when Jupiter is placed in the third house, so we should understand the fact that third house shows what? Third house show communication. Third house shows short travels. Third house show your sibling, especially the younger one. Third house show your friends also, your neighbors, your relatives, your hobbies, okay, your self-expression, right? So Jupiter in the third house give interest in acquiring knowledge and traveling. First of all, you will see that most definitely traveling and knowledge acquired will become important for you when Jupiter is placed in the third house. If you have Jupiter in the third house, you feel contented while traveling, while reading, right? And you share good relations with siblings generally, right? And also with relatives and neighbors. Okay. A strong Jupiter, if let's say placed in the third house, it can give excellent command of language and communication. Such people, will have definitely great command on language and communication, and they are good communicators, right? Good speakers. And you will also see that these people can be successful in things like writing, publishing, media, journalists. Okay, and because third house represent travel and tourism, and if you see in the Kalapurusha Kundli, Jupiter is the ruler of 9th house as well as the 12th house, because Sagittarius fall in the 9th house and the 12th house is Pisces in the Kalapurusha natural Kundli, due to which Jupiter also represent traveling. So with Jupiter in the third, it can also show something to do with travel or tourism. Okay, that can be seen. So tour and travel related things can be seen. If let's say other planets are involved, maybe travel, vlogging could also be seen. If let's say other planets play their role, like Rahu and Mercury and Venus and all that stuff. Then the people with Jupiter in the third house generally seen that they have a great memory and they have a great intuitive power as well. When it comes to memory, I have personally seen the people with Jupiter in the third house, oh my god, they have such a great memory. Like they score good. Like if let's say you have like some exam in which they have to memorize something and write, they score good like marks, especially in those classes in which you just have to do that. You will see that. Also, you will see that with Jupiter in the third house of your Kundli or your horoscope signifies communication also, sales, media, marketing, your documents, your visa, your younger sibling, neighbor, and it is also the house of self effort. So it also show in a way struggle also, because third house make you work hard. It also show your courage, right? It also show traveling, right? So third, sometime with this Jupiter in the third house, it make a person speak at a very fast rate. But again, if Saturn etc is aspecting, then things could be slow, right? I have seen that with Jupiter in the third house, it can make you good at numerical analysis, right? Third house represent courage, self-effort, communication, so confidence. So Jupiter in the third house, like is about action, is about efforts, okay, which is not Jupiter's domain, because Jupiter is a Soumya Graha, it's a soft planet, and Jupiter do not likes to sit in a place where Mars have to sit, where Rahu have to sit. Because can you imagine a priest have to be in a place where like a priest have to do spiritual practices, a teacher have to teach people. If they go and if you put them, let's say, into a place where they have to do the things that is not of their domain, then they may struggle. So that is why Jupiter is not very comfortable, although here, but still it can give good things as well, right? Also, you will see that with Jupiter in the third house, you will put more efforts for gaining knowledge, right? Also, this position can be good for financial management, communication related field, even information technology, media, etc. Right? That can be seen. We'll see when Jupiter sit in the third house, it aspect your 7th house by its 5th aspect. Okay, which is actually a good thing, because Jupiter aspect has Amrit, benefic effects. So naturally, it will improve married life. It will reduce problem in your married life. Okay, so that is a good thing. Third house mostly again associated with communication, etc. and self-expression. So it also signifies some kind of a short trips, right? So maybe maybe you likes to travel a lot and roam around like from one place to another place. That could also be seen with Jupiter in the third. This position can indicate that you may take a keen interest in gaining all sort of knowledge from different places. Such people can even take online education, right? That could also be seen. Native with like such kind of a placement, Jupiter in the third house, may have a lot of short trips in their life. Okay, you will see that with the Jupiter in the third house, you may likes to explore and are very happy, and also they love exploration, traveling probably. Okay, and they also down the line evolve, I would say, intellectually, right? When Jupiter sit in the third house, it aspect your ninth house, your luck, your fortune, your bhagya, your long distance travel, your gurus, your father, right? That kind of a thing. So it improve your relationship with them. Now, of course, if let's say the ninth house and the ninth lord, etc., is highly afflicted, then this Jupiter aspect will serve like a medicine on a like a injury. So that is the role of this Jupiter then. But if let's say ninth house is very well placed, so your skin is good. So what happen is that then this Jupiter will serve as a let's say nutrition, or I can say some kind of a dietary food that you eat every single day to improve, right, your quality of skin. So in that way, right? So I'm just giving you an example. What I mean by that is that when Jupiter aspect the ninth house, it will definitely improve your luck, make you more lucky. It will give you long distance travels, improve your relation with father and guru, etc. Right? Now, strong Jupiter in the third house indicate that you could have good command of your communication. Okay, you can read things very well, right? That can be possible, and probably involvement in things like writing, publishing, media, journalism, broadcasting, even railways is seen with this, or tourism, that can be possible. This placement can enhance your mental capabilities, that can provide you a strong intuition skill that can be seen, right? And you will see that with this Jupiter you have this ability to grasp information quickly. That's why they are able to read and remember things very fast, and that's why they also have a good memory with this Jupiter. Jupiter in the third house can also make you a very good planners. Okay, like for an example, they are going somewhere, so they do proper planning, and with that they do such an extremely good planning that the trip will be good. Okay, besides they are highly curious person. Okay, and they enjoy making connection with other, right? And I have also seen with Jupiter in the third house, they feel really happy to share their ideas. Okay, and with this Jupiter in the third house, they have the ability to see the larger picture of the life. Okay, and they often like turn like you will also see, like they can even give their advices and suggestion to other people. That is also be seen, right, with this Jupiter in the third. I have also seen this thing that when Jupiter is placed in the third house, such people are like a floating stick in one direction in the river. So when they decide something, they just work hard to achieve that thing. They are not generally not like a scattered person who just doing this and doing that. No, they are not like Rahu. They are like Jupiter, like who is like, I will do this, right? They have that clarity. But let's say if Rahu Mahadasha is going on, or Rahu is like destroying this kind of a placement, then things could be different. Also you will see that now of course they have to face struggles in their life. They have to work hard because this is the third house, right? That can also be seen. Now, Jupiter by sitting in the third house also aspect your 11th house by its ninth aspect, which is very good because that aspect on the 11th house improves your financial things, your financial income, right? Your finances, your desire fulfillment. So if you see that aspect, so it's a good placement as well for those things. Also, Jupiter in the third house emphasizes the power of communication, learning, and intellectual growth. Individual with this placement of Jupiter, you will see that possess a natural curiosity and thirst for the knowledge. They love to gain knowledge, right? Even I have seen with such placements, since Jupiter when sit in the third house, it aspect the ninth house, such people may love to gain higher education. They likes to go for master's degree, and all that stuff can be seen. Before we move forward, if you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. You can purchase from there. Also, you will see that when Jupiter is in the third house, these people excel like definitely with things like writing, teaching, public speaking. Such things are important, right? Jupiter in the third house definitely show expensive thinking, promoting a broad perspective and open-mindedness that can be seen. The third house mostly associate with the communication and self-expression. It also signifies like the short trips. Okay, and probably it could also possible that let's say you live in one city and then you get a job in a city which is, let's say, 20-30 kilometers from your place. So such people prefer to live in a place where they like, and then they do ups and downs daily for their, like, up and down for their work. Like they travel probably some kilometers, like 30 kilometers or something. I'm just giving an example. That can also possible due to some reason. Let's say their job is in some big city, but they do not prefer to live in a highly populated big city. Rather, they would like to live in a countryside or something, or in a downtown, and they prefer that, where they could have a better big home, or instead of living in an apartment. So that is why they travel, let's say, 20 kilometers every single day. That could also possible, right? Also you will see that, or probably they move a lot from one place to another place due to some reason, right? That depends upon, of course, other thing. This position of Jupiter in the third house also indicate that you you will have a keen interest in gaining all sort of knowledge from different places. Third house could also show in like online things, but knowledge really become important for these people. Okay. And while traveling, these people are also like to intellectually involve with people. That can be seen, right? They loves to maintain, they're likely to maintain good relationship with their neighbors. That can be seen. If you understand, when Jupiter is placed in the third house, your desire to learn is what that brings you a good fortune. Always remember, I'm repeating again, this is really important. When Jupiter is in the third house, your desire to learn is what brings you a good fortune. When Jupiter is in the third house, you know how to use your good luck, right? You are going to a new places, meeting new people due to your curiosity, okay, which keep you happy and content in your life. Jupiter represent riches, prosperity, wealth, and good fortune. With you put your skills to good use by assisting others in their education. That can also be seen when Jupiter is placed in the third house. Okay, expansion of consistently, or I can say constantly expanding your knowledge base, right, and using that effectively can be seen with this placement, right? See, sometime this Jupiter can even make you feel that you are tugged into thousands of different directions at once. So always remember this thing, that it is only you who can stop yourself from this thing. It is only you who can take a decision and just start working more precisely towards that thing. Okay. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. I hope this helps. When Jupiter is placed in the fourth house, you should understand that the fourth house is the house of mother. Fourth house is the house of nourishment. Fourth house is the house of our happiness, our comfort. It is also one of the houses of education, early education. Okay, before your bachelor's, the one in the school especially. Okay, it is the house of your peace of mind, especially. Really important point is I really like is peace of mind house is fourth house. Always remember that. Jupiter in the fourth house, first of all, Jupiter get exalted into the sign of Cancer, which naturally is the fourth house of the Kalpurusha Kundli. Okay, so naturally with this we can understand that Jupiter will give good result related to all the things that I have discussed till now, like mother, nourishment, education, domestic peace. You will see that. Generally I have seen that the person with Jupiter in the fourth house flourish in their homeland, and like in their homeland they will flourish in a very good way, and like they could also have some large immovable properties in their life when Jupiter is in the fourth house. And down the line in their life, when the dasha will be right, they also live in big home. I've also seen that when Jupiter is in the fourth house. See, the fourth house of a horoscope, you know, also talk about your motherland, comfort, your vehicles, your property, and in your body it represent your chest areas. Okay. uh, in some cases Jupiter in this fourth house indicates like a superiority complex in a person and makes the person self obsessed also. Sometime I have seen with this, it promotes gains in the field of real estate. Now of gain, if let's say other placements are not good, and let's say you have Rahu Mars or other bad combination, that you can also get trouble due to that, but still you will gain somehow through real estate. Okay, then the dasha etc will play their game, right? But yeah, for sure you will live in a good home, definitely better than you expect, right? With this Jupiter, if you have Jupiter in the fourth house of the horoscope, then it is generally seen like, I would say that it is generally seen as an emotionally very, like this person could be emotionally very close to their mother. Okay, somehow emotionally they could be very close to their mother. uh, and it promotes a zeal inside you to live a healthy and an active life, that can also be seen, right? So sometimes these guys do go for gym and then they even leave, they do some exercise, they try to do that again and again, so that can be seen. uh, you will see that fourth house represent happiness, home, vehicle, land, education, mother, etc. Jupiter in this house make you like happy. Like Jupiter in the fourth house make you generally happy. Like generally you will find these people are happy, because let's say you have Mars in the fourth house of happiness and peace, you will feel agitated and frustrated in your homeland. You will feel like your home is like a war, like there's a war and you feel frustrated many times. But when you have planet like a Jupiter in the fourth house, such people are generally happy regardless of the situation. They have a happy going nature. You will see that they have some sort of satisfaction in their life. Okay. And if let's say Jupiter is a place here in its own sign like Sagittarius or Pisces, or if let's say you are an Aries ascendant and Jupiter is in the fourth house into the sign of Cancer, then it can make a great rajyogas. And those rajyogas can even give you name, fame, big wealth, and a very good education, and good car and good home. Then it's like a great thing and good financial thing. Now of course if that rajyoga is afflicted with malefics, then that level decreases. Okay, if let's say that rajyoga is unafflicted and you have that, then you will see that such people will gain such a great success in their life. Then people will just feel like shocked, like how can this person gain that, right? That is the power of this Jupiter here. And you will see these people will likes to live in a big house. Okay, they enjoy living in a big house, in a big family. Okay, and they also like big cars. You see big vehicles, like they have a small car, they loves to buy a big car, like the like a giant cars, the big one. Okay, so you will also see that. And I have also seen this interesting thing, that they loves to live in the upper floor. Like for an example, that you have a home and you have a ground floor and then you have the upper floor, the first floor, let's say. So these people would love to make their room in the first floor rather than living on the ground floor. That I have also seen with the Jupiter in the fourth house. Okay. And one recommendation is generally that if you have Jupiter in the fourth house, you should avoid living in underground rooms. That is not good for you. You should not live in underground places. You should avoid that, like the basement and all that stuff. You should not do that, because if you have Jupiter in the fourth house, you do that, then it's not good for you. Jupiter in the fourth house will when Jupiter sit in the fourth house, so it aspect the eighth house by its fifth aspect. When Jupiter is in the fourth house, it also aspect your 10th house by its seventh aspect, and Jupiter by sitting in the fourth house aspect your 12th house by its ninth aspect. Okay, so what's going to happen, this 8th house, 10th house and 12th house will are receiving the benefic aspect of Jupiter. Okay, so naturally somehow spirituality is active in this person's life. Probably if this person's, it may also possible whether this person could be himself or herself like spiritual, or their mother could be very spiritual person, that can be seen. And if let's say Jupiter is like can even make such people like a spiritual teacher or a preacher, that can also be seen with this placement. And this placement, since Jupiter by sitting in the 4th house aspect the 8th house, it will give them interest in things like occult sciences like astrology, reiki healing, palmistry, tarot card reading, that can be seen. They, like such people, will try to learn meditation, spiritual aspects, that can be seen. Because Jupiter by sitting in the 4th aspect the 12th as well as 8th, so meditation related things can be seen. Okay. And I have also seen when Jupiter is in the 4th house, your mother become a teacher for you. Okay, she will act like a teacher, and even in the some classes in the school etc, she will teach you as well like a teacher. Okay, that you will also see. Jupiter in the 4th house can also give you a lot of servants, that can also seen. They will have servant in their home. The 4th house Jupiter, like even if you don't have right now, in the down the line you will see that you will somehow have some kind of servant in your home for doing some things, right? 4th house also represent your happiness, your basic education, your motherly love, nourishment that you get. Okay. So it also like said that probably due to your father or mother you could get some property or vehicle also, like car etc, or property or home, that can also possible. Or probably some profession involvement of father or grandfather could also possible in this placement. Okay. Generally with Jupiter in the 4th house, you may get good result related to family matter, family relation. Okay. Now although you see if this Jupiter get debilitated or get negative aspect, then these people, what these people will do at some point of their like some point at some point of their life, they will do some sort of thing, like for an example selling some duplicate products, selling fake products, doing such kind of a work. That could also possible, because that morality goes down when Jupiter become afflicted or debilitated. So you will also see that at certain point of their life, regardless they do prayers, Jupiter 4th house effect will be there, because first the planet will give the effect of its house, then the sign or rashi. So Jupiter 4th house, like spirituality and all that, good home is there, but for building that probably they do some wrong things also, some sort of. Okay, so that can also be seen. This placement suggests that you are most likely to flourish in domestic places. So it, for these people, if let's say 4th lord is fine, you have Jupiter in the 4th house and there is not any malefic aspect, so you should not live in foreign land. Living in foreign land is not a great idea. And I have also seen some people who have Jupiter in the 4th house and they want to live in foreign country and this and that, they want to go there, and but down the line they see that without putting much hard efforts, their father started a business, that business grows so well that then when they just came out of the college, they literally didn't have to put any hard work. They get a well established business, due to which they reject their plan of going outside, going out of their country, and they literally take over their father business, or help in the father business, later take over. I have also seen such chart with this Jupiter, because it definitely improve comfort in your life with this, right? You will gain immovable properties in your life with this Jupiter. Now in terms of real estate business, you may get, I would say, unpredicted gains. Again I'm telling you, you may get unpredicted gains, and at certain point of the life you will see, if you have Jupiter in the 4th house, such people will get inclination. Oh, they think like, oh, I think I am doing this business, I have this factory, I have this thing, but what if I invest my money, I can just build this apartment complex, or I can build these 10 homes, and in which I will rent those homes, and their people can live, and I can make money by their rent, and I can enjoy, so I can invest in money there. So that could also be seen. Now of course, if let's say other planets are bad, if they have Mars is afflicted, because for property etc Mars also need to be seen, and Rahu is influencing that, or some negative aspect are there, then they could also face trouble in some of their property. Then their property, some of their property could also make them cry, but still, even with all that, they get some sort of happiness and benefit from the property and the home. You will also see, because this Jupiter is there. Okay, generally this Jupiter make you a lucky individual, liberal, generous. Okay, and if Jupiter is not afflicted or not debilitated, then it can also make you honest, a strong faith, and a person with like who could follow religion and tradition. That can also be seen. Their daily life generally go well with this Jupiter. Okay, and they will have a good grip in their financial matters, right? That can also be seen. And this like kind of a Jupiter also help you to gain maximum profit in business, right? Now according to Vedic astrology, I would also like to tell you that since your fourth house represent comfort, luxury and all that stuff, so such people definitely enjoy comforts in their life, luxury in their life, big homes, big vehicles, property etc. Now this can even make, this can give you private jet etc. Yes, it can. If let's say you have great dhan yogas in your chart, you have a very good rajyoga of Jupiter in the fourth house, it's placed in certain condition, unafflicted, and then you also have Venus somehow influencing or creating good yogas, definitely they have the best luxuries in their life. Okay, although for private jets etc, I would say that this can give you, but Rahu and Venus needs to be very strong for that. So yeah, but yeah, this can give you very good luxury etc. Then you will also see that like these people are very bright and intelligent also, they have the wisdom, so they become masters of like whatever profession they pursued. They ultimately get satisfaction and internal happiness. That is really important. Whatever they do, they get some sort of satisfaction and internal happiness from their profession, because Jupiter when sit in the fourth house, it aspect your 10th house of career, so it will give you that. Some people won't get it even if they become the richest person on this planet, but these people get it. That's really a good thing. So yeah, you will also see that. Now I also would like to tell you that Jupiter, when Jupiter sit in the fourth house, definitely family, home, emotional well-being, you get blessing regarding these things. And believe me, this is really important, because if you naturally feel frustrated, right, your fourth house is afflicted, it doesn't have a benefit, you will not feel happy even if you have a lot of money, right? The best thing is that individual with this placement also experience like harmony and some sort of like security also in their domestic life and happiness also. Jupiter energy in the fourth house often signifies like a nurturing environment, a strong emotional foundation in family, that can be seen. And in the home environment, these people definitely find contentment, these people definitely find happiness. Okay, you will also see this. Yeah, this is all about Jupiter in the fourth house. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And now let's talk about Jupiter in the fifth house. Now let's talk about Jupiter in the fifth house. Okay, so when Jupiter is placed in the fifth house, first of all, fifth house represent your intelligence, your creativity. Fifth house is the house of sports. Fifth house represent your children. Fifth house represent your love affairs. Fifth house is the house of your purv punya bhava. Fifth house is the house of your past life good deeds. What I mean by purv punya bhava, actually, I've just translated that. Fifth house also represent anything speculation, like for an example, film industry, because it's the most speculative business. You create a movie, you invest so much money, and you don't know whether it's going to give you money back by like movie becoming some hit, or it will be just flop and just your money will go away. So that's why it's speculation. And stock market is also fifth house. Any kind of like you just any kind of speculative kind of businesses or work is like fifth house. Okay, so when Jupiter sit in this fifth house, then what's going to happen? So Jupiter in the fifth house generally brings fortune. Okay, it give higher creativity, good education, good wisdom to the person. It make a person very intelligent. Why? Because when Jupiter sit in the fifth house, so what's going to happen is that it's going to aspect your first house with the ninth aspect. That's very good. Jupiter aspect has blessing Amrit, and Jupiter sit in the fifth house of your mind, right? And Jupiter aspecting your lagna. So what happen is that when Jupiter sit in the fifth house, not only it is sitting in the fifth house making it benefic, but also it's aspecting the lagna, your first house, by its ninth aspect, due to which it is making you a good person and giving you wisdom also. You will see that people with Jupiter in the fifth house enjoy the bliss of progeny. They have, of course, children. These people are generally virtuous, and these people are generally liked by all. That kind of a personality Jupiter give them. The person who have Jupiter in the fifth house definitely have love affairs, right? You will see that. But again, if let's say, other planet role also show what kind of a love affairs and all that scene is, like especially the Venus, etc. So yeah, but still Jupiter bless you with these things. Like, I'm just saying that because if let's say Rahu is there, okay, or other malefic, then you may feel like heartbreak, and at least some heartbreaks and some disappointment in there is in love affairs, especially with Rahu in the fifth. But with Jupiter, you will see that you will gain like some sort of success in the love affairs. Okay, the fifth house, and see, you should also understand the fact that Jupiter represents expansion, and fifth house is love affairs, so it can expand those things as well. The fifth house of the horoscope or your kundli, I would say, signifies your intelligence also. Okay, and it also represents your abdomen, right? So unlike your stomach, so stomach related things we also see from the fifth and sixth. So Jupiter in the fifth house make you a very intelligent and witty also. Okay, it give you such a great wisdom and intelligence that you can decide the best path forward for you to achieve a good situation and good solution in the life. Okay, it also generally suggests that childbirth without delay in conceiving. Okay, and generally, you will see that Jupiter in the fifth house do not support gambling or speculative type of activities, because that is not the nature of Jupiter is, right? You cannot expect a priest to be sitting in a bar, right? And that is the same reason due to which Jupiter Rahu conjunction is considered to be a Guru Chandal yoga. Although Jupiter Rahu conjunction have its benefit but malefic influence as well, because that can give you foreign travels and some benefits, but it can give you problematic situation as well, especially you get cheated many times with Jupiter Rahu. So that is why Jupiter in the fifth house is not very supportive for speculative thing, like especially like gambling, etc., such negative speculation thing. Okay, although Jupiter in the fifth house can give you great learning, can give you great education. In terms of education, it can make you good person, like good education it can give you. It also signifies past life good deed, because when such a benefic is sitting in the fifth house, definitely it signifies good deeds of past life. And you should also understand the fact that fifth house is the higher form of ninth house. It's ninth from the ninth. It's the bhavat bhavam of your bhagya. So that is why it's really important. Okay, it will make you like a very intelligent and a scholar kind of a figure in society. Okay, and you will also down the line feel blessed in your life with this placement. Generally these people will lead a peaceful life. Okay, these people can earn through preaching, teaching, okay, guiding people, giving consultations, because Jupiter in the fifth house also aspect the ninth house. So any kind of solution provider these people can be. Okay, and definitely they will see all around success and prosperity in their life, right? And they can be good in explaining their knowledge, in learning something and explaining to the people. So they can be great explainer also. Okay, and generally these people have the children who will be educated and they prosper in their life as well. Okay, although if it's afflicted and all that stuff, that it can give you some sort of problems. Okay, and now I use this all that stuff kind of word so that I will not make this video much longer, otherwise people will feel like just I am saying a lot. So it's better to say all that stuff so that you can get some idea. Okay, uh, so yeah, that can be seen. Now let's say if Jupiter is making some kind of a good Kendra Trikon Rajyoga, so this can even make you some, like if it's making some connection with your career and making some Kendra Trikon Rajyoga, and Dashantar Dasha of Jupiter is coming, then it can even make you the advisor in government also, some sort of good minister or like advisor of king. In the old time you use it show, because see, Jupiter represent wisdom. So if we were living in the older time and a person have this placement, they have Rajyoga, then such person can become the main advisor of the king. In today's world you don't have the king, you have the government. So such person can become some sort of advisor of government. They can become some sort of minister if they have Rajyoga of this Jupiter in the 5th. Or these people can also become probably secretaries, or even like they could do some of their own work in which government take their advices. That can also become like let's say they start a consultancy in which they are just giving consultation to the government regarding something. That could also possible, right? Also you will see that 5th house has connection with the natives understanding of good time. Okay, it also show that Jupiter in the 5th house also show that like how to express yourself creatively. Okay, and this also show that it also shows, see, Jupiter itself is the planet which represent expansion. Okay, so Jupiter in the 5th house also bring luck and good fortune in your life by sitting in the 5th house. Okay, and definitely they achieve, you achieve high heights in your career. Definitely you will see that. With this it can provide you great knowledge, great philosophy, interest in religion. Okay, you could like, even these people could work in arts, education, something to do with children. That can be seen. Generally I have seen that these people love kids. Okay, also if you have Jupiter in the 5th house, there is a possibility that your children likes to take fair interest in spirituality, religion, philosophy. Definitely it also show that you may enjoy a lot of like love affairs in your life. That can be seen. 5th house although can show that you will get benefit from speculative business and investment, but it not necessarily mean like necessarily it doesn't mean like you are playing some sort of gambling and all those Rahu related domains, because in that case it might not give good results. But in some case it can, because let's say if Jupiter is with some other planet like Rahu etc, and it's making a good Dhan Yoga in your chart, then such people can even win that, or they can become a poker player or something, right? That's a different thing. But I'm just giving you, generally it's not inclined towards that. It can incline towards a speculative business, like for an example you become a film producer, so that is also speculative business. You become some sort of investor depending upon your other chart. Okay, so that is also speculative business. And you will also see that like generally it is advice for such people that excessive gambling or any kind of speculation should avoid, like such people should avoid that. If this Jupiter is unafflicted, this placement of Jupiter indicate more that person is person is destined to have more male offsprings. That can be seen, like having like male child more. This chart is inclined. Okay, so that can be seen, right? Now if let's say this Jupiter is afflicted or even retrograde, sometimes this can give you tendency to take wrong judgments or even show arrogance, and sometimes it like irritate you as well if it's afflicted or retrograde. That could also be seen. Jupiter in the fifth house, as per astrology, also indicate that like you will have a fearless attitude, okay, and you have the ability to solve most of the problem, and you have also the ability to come out of the difficult situations most of the time, because Jupiter, when sit in the fifth house, it aspects the lagna. So that's why it give you that kind of a wisdom. Such people are generally good, because when Jupiter aspect lagna, it make you a good person, and it will also give you good wisdom. And their creative endeavors involve like I would say engage them in their life, okay. Fifth house also show the pursuit of pleasure, self-expression, creativity, romance, speculation. When Jupiter occupies this fifth house of self-expression, creativity, romance and pursuit of pleasure, then what happens is that it infuses these areas of life with expansiveness and optimism, okay. Individuals, like for an example, you who have Jupiter in the fifth house, you can possess a flair of the arts, and I would say your creative endeavors are often rewarded. That could also be seen. It is also seen that you have a natural ability to attract romantic partner, okay, and definitely you will find joy in romantic relationship with this placement. Jupiter, for sure, being the planet which represent good luck and expansion, will definitely bring good fortune in your life by aspecting the ninth house. When it sit in the fifth house, you are likely to achieve heights in your career, because you will, like, this Jupiter will somehow provide you great knowledge and philosophy also in your life, okay. Also you will see that you will find happiness in your life with this placement. Also, when Jupiter sit in the fifth house, it aspect the ninth house by its fifth aspect, 11th house by its seventh aspect, and first house by its ninth aspect. So the best thing is that when Jupiter sit in the fifth house, ninth house is getting aspect, first house is getting aspect. So naturally it is giving you wisdom. It is nullifying the negative effect on the ascendant, so you naturally feel happy, okay. Naturally you have the wisdom, intelligence and ability to came out of any situation, and it is boosting your luck as well. And also if you see that Jupiter is also aspecting the 11th house by sitting in the fifth house by its seventh aspect, so naturally it is also improving your income sources. It is trying to give you consistent regular income when it operates, right? So that could also be seen. And Jupiter is also expanding your income, right? That can be seen, bless you with good income, I would say. So, and even the good network circle and friends, right? Now of course, if let's say Ketu is sitting in the 11th house, then things will change, right? But generally this is seen, right? So yeah, so this is all about Jupiter in the fifth house. And if you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And now let's talk about Jupiter in the sixth house. Now see, when Jupiter is placed in the sixth house, so first of all, sixth house represent what? Sixth house represent our debts. Sixth house represent diseases. Sixth house represents service. Sixth house represents seva, doing service of any kind. Sixth house is also considered to be as the house of job. Sixth house is considered to be as the house of underprivileged people. Sixth house is considered to be the house of servants, subordinates, enemies, debt, diseases. All these things are in the sixth house. But you should also understand the fact that people think that sixth house is the house of job. But in reality, sixth house is not the house of job. Sixth house is the house of seva, which means service. Service not necessarily means job. I am explaining again and again. That is why when someone has 10th lord in the 6th house, they say that you should do job. But here's my point. If let's say your 10th lord is in the 6th house, what it is indicating is that your work environment should be in a way that you should serve someone or you should serve people. if you are doing any kind of a job, you are naturally serving someone, because you are under someone. You will have some kind of a boss or some owner of company, right? And whatever, if you are working in government, someone is there above you. But if you are doing your own business and you have 10th lord in the 6th house, you will feel struggle. But what if you have 10th lord in the 6th house and you are serving people, because you are a doctor, you are giving your service by providing them consultation. What if your 10th lord is in the 6th house and you are giving astrological consultation? What if your 10th lord in the 6th house, you are a lawyer? So such things could also possible. Like whatever profession you are, 6th house represent service. Regardless of you do own work or someone else work, 6th house is service. Now generally people think it's job, because like when you do job, you provide your service to your authority or someone, right? But if let's say you are in a profession in which you are providing service but you are not doing a job, that is also 6th house. Okay, so you should understand the fact. Now generally 6, 8, 12th houses are not considered good, but they can also give like money wise good result. Okay, and they grow better with time as well. So they have both ups and downs, right? Now Jupiter when sit in the 6th house, it can give you clashes at your workplace with your colleagues, and all that stuff can be seen, of course. Generally you will see, if you have Jupiter in the 6th house, you believe in social service, helping people, and you also have healing capabilities. You could heal people, that can be seen. That is why medical related profession can be good for you, like learning Ayurveda, some technique, and then just treating people, healing. You can heal people with your voice when you have Jupiter in the 6th house. Why? Because by sitting in the 6th house, it is aspecting your 2nd house with its 9th aspect. So what happened with that is that your voice becomes such a great, your speech becomes such a great, that with your speak you can literally heal people. Let me give you an example. Let's say someone is demotivated, they are feeling like hell, they are feeling like I'm committing suicide, let's say. What these people can do, they will convince, they will motivate person in such a way that they will get healed, they will feel better. That is what Jupiter in the 6th house. Jupiter in the 6th house for sure can give you stomach related problem, intestine related problem, liver related problem. You need to be careful regarding that, right? I'm just telling you, it can make you weak. It can make you even somehow you will feel that your digestion etc might not be strong, your body is like weak. It can make your immunity weak. It can make you more prone to having again and again little bit diseases, that can be seen. But you know, Jupiter in the 6th house, one remedy I would like to recommend before I move forward. In the first finger, right, in the first finger you should wear a gold ring, right? That's a very good thing. Wearing a gold on your body even in the first finger is really a great idea when you have Jupiter in the 6th house, right? That help. And always take care of your gold. If you have Jupiter in the 6th house, try to not to lose it, because that's not a good symbol for a man or a woman or anyone, any human being who have Jupiter in the 6th house. Losing your gold, okay, is not a good idea for such people, right? And if you have some ancestral gold, let's say your gold of your grandmother or mother that they have given you, always save that, because that is the natural remedy. Keep that in your home, in your locker, because that will serve like a remedy of Jupiter for you, that will save you in your life. What happens is that when this Jupiter give you bad result, you will see that you will lost your gold somehow, like your ring get lost, or you will just put these gold on mortgage, okay, and you will like put your gold let's say chain on mortgage, and you will take money of that. That is the negative symbolism of this Jupiter. A person with Jupiter in the 6th house should never do that. And the Jupiter in the 6th house person should be careful in taking loan etc, okay, because you need to be really careful. You are in the 6th house. What my advice is that if you have this placement, then involving yourself in 6th house related profession can be really helpful, like involving in loan related profession, right? And such kind of a thing, even in litigation related profession, disease related professions could be helpful. Okay, so yeah, this is what I would like to tell you. generally it have positive as well as negative effect as well. This can make, like for an example, Jupiter in the 6th house can make you lazy a little bit. Okay, but if it's working in a positive way, you will feel that, you will see that you will get naturally almost many thing in your life, most of the thing in your life easily. Like for an example, if you have Jupiter in the 6th house, probably when you were a kid, your father was just taking care of everything, you are like that. Then you grow up, your elder brother take a car and give it to you, like okay, you can ride it, and you start to earn a little bit of money, and you are having a comfortable life. Then when you grow up, you will get a wife who have a high paying job, or like a husband who have a high paying job, sorry what I'm saying. So by that, you are still doing some work, like you are just relaxing and having less work, and somehow you will see if this Jupiter work in a benefic way. So they will get career success, they will get everything, but they will get it comfortably, they will get things easily without even asking in their life. Sometimes you don't even realize that you get car due to your brother and father. Some people won't get it, right? You should understand that. So that could also be the positive side of this Jupiter, right? And if this Jupiter want to give you positive results, so you should understand the fact that Jupiter, by sitting in the 6th house, is aspecting your 10th house of career by its 5th aspect. So what's going to happen? It is going to give a brilliant result in the career. You will see that with this Jupiter, you will gain amazing result in the career if it's going to give you a positive result, because down the line, with this 5th aspect of Jupiter on the 10th house of the career, you will grow better with the time in your career. Okay, then it also aspect the 12th house. By sitting into the 6th house, it aspect the straight opposite 12th house by its 7th aspect. So it can give you money through positive, I would say, whether through import export business, through investment, or you may move abroad in a foreign country and earn money there, or you will have foreign clients, or your spending will be there. That can be huge, but those spending will be on good thing, on the benefic things. That's really important. Then this Jupiter, by sitting in the 6th house, also aspect your 2nd house by its 9th aspect. What happen is that 2nd house, your family, fortune, money, wealth, saving, assets, this definitely give you good money down the line in your life. This will improve your bank balance and all that stuff. So yeah, in that way it's going to give you good result. But again, and yeah, one more thing, generally I've seen, if other malefics are not influencing or not sitting with this in this conjunction with Jupiter in the 6th, then generally Jupiter in the 6th you will see that these people will not have enemies. Okay, they will not have enemies. Okay, they generally don't have enemies, very negligible. Okay, most of the time they don't have enemies with this placement. But again, they need to be careful regarding their health, regarding their intestinal problems, stomach infections, and their low immunity. Sometime if Saturn is also involved, no low hemoglobin problem, blood related things, and even liver, especially their liver. Jupiter when placed in the 6th house, one important thing, is that you should never eat chicken. I am repeating again, this is really important. If you have Jupiter in the 6th house, such human being should never eat chicken. Okay, because eating chicken will make this Jupiter horrible. Okay, actually when you have Jupiter in the 6th house and you are feeling bad, you have health issues and problem and all that stuff, then one remedy is that you find some farm of chickens, you go there probably every Thursday. If you can do it daily, that's amazing, or at least do on every Thursday. Ask the owner of the farm that what you feed through this chickens. Okay, go there and wherever those chickens are, feed them their food, whatever they eat. Buy that food from the market and give it to the chickens every single Thursday. You will see miraculous results. Even if you have diabetes with this placement, doing these things is going to benefit. And that is the reason I said that you should never eat chicken in the life, because when Jupiter is in the 6th house, the remedy is that you should serve chicken in your life throughout the life, feed them. Okay, but what you are doing exactly opposite. you are killing those chickens, or someone is killing those chicken and you are eating them. So you are doing, you are just destroying your Jupiter. So the one remedy is that never eat chicken in your life and feed chickens. Okay, so I hope you understand, and this is really important. I have seen this again and again, right? And try to eat probably simple food, right? So yeah, see, with Jupiter in the 6th house, you might have to work hard in your professional life sometime. But down the line, with this work hard, with Jupiter sitting in the 6th aspecting the 10th house, will definitely bring you recognition, appreciation, rewards. Okay, that can be seen. This house represents 6th house, like the obstacle, depths, difficulties, enemies. So naturally it give you ability to overcome those things, right? With Jupiter in the 6th house, helping someone and never expecting anything in return is really a great idea. Otherwise, if you feel that, oh, I help everyone and I never get appreciation, or no one is understanding the fact that I'm helping them, you should forget. You should help people, serve people and help them, because your Jupiter is in the 6th house of service. So you should serve people in any way and just forget that you have served. Okay. One more good remedy is that if you are in India, you see there are like besan dal saves. You eat dal save. I don't know if you know the namkeen known as dal save. That is of yellow color namkeen, yellow color snack known as Indian dal saves. You buy those dal save packet and you distribute those besan dal saves to the like anyone, to poor people, to beggars, to hard laborers. Okay, you distribute them those packet on Thursday. That is again a great remedy for this Jupiter. Okay. So yeah, now you should also understand the fact that 6th house, as per Kal Purush Kundli, as per 6th house is the house of Mercury, and Jupiter is not a good friend of Mercury. Jupiter, by sitting in the 6th house, the problem is that Mercury do not like Jupiter, and these planets generally do not like each other, but Mercury do not like, so what happened is that like Jupiter here is not a very good placement, but again it has its good result as well, especially regarding the career and all that. But health wise, you need to be very conscious. I'm telling you again, right? You should also understand that when you have Jupiter in the 6th house and its Mahadasha is running, so always serving the Hindu priest, because that's what Jupiter is all about, serving those priests, taking their blessing by touching into their feet especially on Thursday. Okay, it's really again a great remedy. Donation of anything related to medicine, healthcare is again a great remedy. You can on Thursday or on any day, literally, you pay the bills of someone, you buy someone medicine. That's again serving that humanity is really a great remedy again. Okay. Sometime with this Jupiter, it can give you tendency that, let's say you have a business and you like give money to someone. So naturally, like this Jupiter can give you tendency that these people may not able to take their money back from the people. So you need to be careful regarding that, because they find it hard to take it back. They just don't like to, and especially when, let's say, sun is also somehow involved in the second or something, then they feel like I should not ask it back, even if for their own things. And sometime in business, their money gets stuck. So they need to be very careful regarding that. See, Jupiter in the 6th house placement highlight the matter related to health, service, work. So if you have this placement, you will find fulfillment in profession, which is involved like in which you can be involved in helping and serving others. So for such people, counseling, teaching, even if other placements are supporting astrology, social work, healthcare, guiding others, such professions are really favorable. Okay. Jupiter in the 6th house can even give you good health, but again, something I've told you, you should understand that. Okay. But I have generally seen that somehow some affliction is there, due to which most of the time this Jupiter in the 6th house person need to be careful regarding the health. Okay. Because This can give multiple things like liver and all that stuff, so be careful, especially in your eating habits as well, right? uh, this Jupiter can also give you ability to help others, help humanity, do meditation, etc. And this Jupiter can even give you ability to explore different places and to travel to foreign land due to career. That can also be seen with this Jupiter. So this is all about Jupiter in the 6th house. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And I will now, let's talk about Jupiter in the 7th house. Okay, so now let's talk about Jupiter in the 7th house. When Jupiter sit in the 7th house, then see, the 7th house represent our marriage. 7th house. So 7th house represent your marriage, your spouse, any kind of business, legal partnership. When Jupiter is placed in the 7th house, generally it give you a wealthy like spouse, or I can say someone who could be noble. Even if the person is not wealthy, I see that it may possible that your spouse, after meeting you or something, they will get some work, job or business, due to which they also earn money and you get money through them. That can also possible, because by sitting in the 7th house, Jupiter aspect the 11th house of income, right? So that can also be seen. Also it show that you will get a spouse who could be noble, who could be religious, and sometimes your spouse can also become your business partner with such kind of a placement. Also you will see that with such kind of a placement of Jupiter in the 7th house, you will get a spouse who can be little bit or even more dominating towards you. Especially if you are a male, you will get a wife who will be like very dominating, very blunt kind of a person who will say things clearly. That can be possible. And you will find a guide, a teacher, a mentor in your wife, or I can say in your spouse. Even if you are a girl or a boy, in your spouse you will find a person who will be like your teacher. Okay, so most of the time your partner will be try to control, so yeah. Jupiter in the 7th house in some cases can also give you success in foreign lands, right? Because even 7th house is far away point from your 1st house, but at this point is not necessary. In some cases it is possible, because in this case you have to see other planets as well. But yeah, this can be one of those indications. But Jupiter in the 7th house can give you success in foreign land also. In homeland also it can give you success. It is not necessary that only in foreign land. So yeah. Now if let's say this Jupiter in the 7th house is afflicted by malefics and it's not well placed, then it could give you some health issue to your spouse. It could give obesity to your spouse, like she could be very fatty. That can be possible. She could be a very arrogant person, she or he. I'm sorry, I'm saying she because I'm a male, right? You should understand that, right? So if you are a girl, your husband, or I can say, like, depend upon you, your spouse, whatever your gender is as per that, your spouse could be fatty or having obesity. That could also possible, because Jupiter is the karka of fat as well, and when it get afflicted, then it could give such problems. So yeah, that can be seen. 7th house of your Kundli horoscope, basically, along with your spouse, also represent the business, the partnership you have. Okay. So you will see that sometimes I have also seen that the people who have Jupiter in the 7th house, in some cases they may lose interest in relationships or marriage. The reason for that is that sometimes this Jupiter can give their nature in such a way that whether they become over spiritual or they become over philosophical, that they start to believe that love, romance, sex, these things are not good, and they become so much moral, focus so much on morality, that this become little bit not good. And even if you understand the fact that this is the as per the Kalpurusha Kundi, this is the home of Venus. Okay, and because naturally Kalpurusha Kundali, uh, Venus is the ruler of seventh house. Okay, and Jupiter is not a very good friend of Venus. Okay, where Venus talk about love, romance, sensual pleasures, although Venus also represent education and all that, but Venus represent love, romance and all that stuff. Here Jupiter is talking about philosophy, education and spirituality. There is a conflict between them, so in some cases that can also possible. Okay, sometime it could create friction uh, in marriage, especially in India. I have seen sometime the person becomes so much spiritual or indulge in such a thing that their partner feel like, oh my god, like, we doesn't have that love life that we need to have. So that can be possible with this placement. uh, in some cases it can give some sort of weight gain, whether it give to you or it gives to your partner. That can be difficult to control, because you should understand the fact that Jupiter, when sit in the seventh house, it also aspect your lagna. Okay, most of the time it give weight related problems if it's afflicted to your partner. Okay, so they need to be very careful about doing exercise and eating right food, because it can give that expansion. And for you it's a good thing as well, because when Jupiter sit in the seventh house, it aspect your lagna with the seventh aspect. Okay, so in that way it give you very good wisdom, and it also remove many problems of your life. So that can also be seen with such kind of a placement of this Jupiter. Also you see that uh, it can promote a good sense of doing business. Okay, and since Jupiter sit in the seventh house and it is the significator of expansion, and seventh house represent business, so if there are other dhani yogas and business yogas in your chart, so such people do business and their business do well in their life. Okay, and in some cases this can make you little bit diplomatic by nature, although for that Venus and Rahu will play important role for diplomacy, but still. uh, you will also see that if here in this seventh house, which is the house of marriage, spouse, partnership, etc., if Jupiter is in its own sign, like Jupiter is in Sagittarius, Jupiter is in Pisces, or let's say Jupiter is in exalted sign Cancer in the seventh house, then it can create, of course, great rajyoga. Okay, and even in that case it could give you like great yoga for the business, for a married life, for partnership, for even such people can even gain from the marriage, like they could even get married if they have such Raj Yoga of Jupiter, then they could even get married to someone who could be very rich. That can also possible with such kind of a yoga. So that can be seen. This can also make native very attractive, right? And justice lover also, this Jupiter, that can also be seen. uh, Generally with such kind of a placement, life partner, if Jupiter is unafflicted, your life partner will be devoted, cultured, a well behaved person who would like to follow tradition. Okay, who could be knowledgeable. Okay, I have also seen in many cases when you have Jupiter in the seventh house, your spouse could do some work related to profession, like your spouse could be in profession related to teaching, professor of college, such kind of a work in which they share education. That can also possible. Okay, spouse could also be interested in some sort of spiritual and religion spirituality. That can be possible. They generally follow morality and ethics, unless their own chart is highly afflicted, then things could change. uh, uh, See, Jupiter in the seventh house has its own benefit, but in terms of marital things, it can create some problems, because you should understand the fact that you know here the planet, because see, seventh house is like the calm, like, house of like love, romance and sensual pleasures and all that stuff also. So for those kind of a house, I'm just giving you example, marital partner, If planet like Jupiter sit here, then it again create problem, because sometimes person becomes so moral, they feel like, oh, doing sex is also bad. So such kind of a thought in extreme cases could possible, not in every case but in some cases. So yeah, so my advice here is that spirituality is good if you have Jupiter in the 7th house. So spirituality is good, everything is good. But if you get married to someone, so take care of that person as well, and have that relationship, do like the proper thing that is required in the relationship, right? Also you will see that it is also seen that when Jupiter sit in the 7th house, you will get lucky in terms of partnership related matters, like doing business in partnership. But again, then you have to see where your 7th lord is placed, okay, and what other yogas are forming. But generally it is good. Also generally you will get a partner who is lucky, and probably after getting married, whether you will start to feel lucky or your spouse will get some sort of good luck. Like for an example, you get married and suddenly your businesses start working, suddenly you become famous, suddenly you will get some job. So such thing could also possible. Why? Because Jupiter in the Kalapurusha Kundi is naturally the significator of your 9th house, right, which represent bhagya, luck, fortune, and it is sitting in your 7th house. So that can also possible, right? And generally spouses from good family, that can also be seen. This placement of Jupiter in the 7th house, generally I've seen that provide good wealth accumulating opportunities, that can be seen. And you will see that Jupiter in the 7th house will make you very good person, intelligent person, having good wisdom. And you may also get down the line success or some benefit from the foreign land with that placement. That can also possible, because you should understand the fact that Jupiter also in the Kalpurusha Kundli, ruler of 9th as well as the 12th house, of like 9th house of long distance travel and 12th house of foreign land. So when that kind of a planet is sitting into your 7th house, regardless of which ascendant you are, so there are chances that you probably get some sort of benefit from the foreign lands. Okay, so that can also possible. Now see, when Jupiter sit in the 7th house, it aspects your 1st house, it aspects your 11th house by its 5th aspect, it aspect your 1st house by its 7th aspect, it aspect your 3rd house by its 9th aspect. So what happen is that with the 5th aspect, when it aspect your 11th house, so Jupiter basically aspecting the 11th house, here you will see that person, I would say incoming gains, person network circle, gains through network circle, gains through friends, right, and gains through in some cases social circles, social media, right, that can also possible in person's life, right, gains through teaching, communication, that can also possible by aspecting in the 3rd house, online related work, right, that can be seen. Then Jupiter, since when it sit in the 7th house aspect the 1st house, so it will give you a very good wisdom. That is really a great thing. So you will have naturally a good wisdom. It made you a very nice, intelligent kind of a person who can take wise decisions, right? So that in that way it's really good. And when Jupiter aspect the lagna, one thing I have seen although is that these people become so good that sometime they like people make use of them. Like for an example, let's say you are like you have a jewelry shop and you are a like jeweler, and someone, and you are selling some kind of a jewelry, right? And let's say someone came to you for having their gold on mortgage, okay, that please keep my loan, like keep my gold with you and give me x amount of money in like for this gold. And then you give that person, you do calculation, you give that person some money. What happened with such kind of a Jupiter is that Later, let's say that person joined their hand and they are just requesting you, oh please, 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 I need money, I am in a big trouble and this and that, please give me more money than the value of this gold, I will return your money back and I will take my gold back, please, please give me, please help me. So what happen is that in such cases, just because of the good nature, the person give extra money to the persons in comparison to the value. This is just an example. Okay, many time you will see that you will give your money to someone and you find it hard to get it back, because Jupiter in the 7th house will make you such a good nature that when people do request, even though those people are like, fraud or doing some negative thing with you, but Jupiter make your nature such a good that you feel like, okay, I need to help people. So that is why in many time in life you may face trouble, or I would say loss, some sort of losses due to this. But so you need to be a little bit careful that you have a good nature, but make sure that people will not use it in a negative way. Okay, it is also seen that with Jupiter in the 7th house, if it's unafflicted, then the person is committed to their generally the person get committed to their life partner, right? And they just fulfill their promises because it make them morally so good. They provide moral support to each other, such couple. Okay, so generally Jupiter in the 7th house will make you to go with the traditions. Okay, so that can be seen. And you will also see that Jupiter in the 7th house, it enhances the quality of partnership, marriage, harmonious relationship. Okay, if you have this placement, you will attract support from like your partner, as well as like the person who you do partnership with. Okay, and with that kind of a things, you will also see expansion in your life, right? Generally it signifies successful collaborations, both in the personal life as well as in the professional life. Okay, so generally it is considered to be a good placement, but again few things you need to be careful that I told you in this audio, that do not become extra good person, that oh I will help this person, I will give extra money and that, otherwise people make use of you. And if you become too much of philosophical and extra religious, then it could little bit hurt your married life as well. So you need to be careful regarding those things, otherwise generally it is a good placement. Okay, so this is all about Jupiter in the 7th house. Now if you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. Right, now let's talk about Jupiter in the 8th house. So when you have a Jupiter in the 8th house, which is the house of hidden things, which is the house of occult sciences, which is the house of taxes, which is the house of insurance, which is the house of research, which is the house of data mining, which is the house of things which is hidden underground, which is the house of longevity, which is the house of death as well, which is the house of secrecy. Okay, it also show joint wealth with your partner. It also show inheritance that you get through your partner, and with other thing as well. Jupiter when placed in this 8th house, it give actually result related to, of course, signification that I have just discussed, right? Now if although you will also see that Jupiter when placed in the 8th house, it aspect the 2nd house. So it can make a person work in bank, in taxation department, some auditor kind of a person, accounts kind of a person, insurance related department, or in occult sciences doing astrology, tarot, palmistry, etc. Okay, that can be seen as well. But here's the thing, when Jupiter is placed in the 8th house and it is getting afflicted, then you will see that this human will become over passionate, over indulgent sexual activities. Why? Because 8th house also represent those kind of activities. And you should also understand this fact that Jupiter represent our morality. First of all, it is going into the 8th house, okay, at this dark place, And then if it's getting afflicted as well, then you know what I mean, then it can make that person lose their morality, and they can do those kind of movies and such kind of stuff that can be possible. um Jupiter when placed in the 8th house, it can also possible that you may get wealth through your spouse or through any kind of inheritance. Such people may even get wealth. That can also possible when Jupiter is placed in the 8th house. When Jupiter is placed in the 8th house, you will see that 8th house of the kundli also shows sudden gains or sudden losses. Like suddenly you lose your all money, right? And suddenly you gain money due to lottery. Suddenly you get an accident and your money is going away. But suddenly you are getting insurance and you are getting money, right? It also show your in-laws, okay? And it also show your sexual related organs and inheritance as well, okay? So when Jupiter plays in the 8th house, it make a person, I would say, sometime prone to make a wrong decision in their life, okay? Especially I've seen in the domain of probably finance and relationship, they can take some really wrong decisions in their life, so they need to be careful regarding that. And it also increases anxiety and negativity, right? That could impact state of mind of the person. If let's say along with this Jupiter, if Jupiter is placed in the 8th and you are not using the 8th house, and then your moon is also afflicted, then mind wise it could create serious troubles, okay? I have also seen that when you have Jupiter in the 8th house, such people have high risk of getting themselves injured by doing some sort of adventurous activity, right? So you should also understand the fact that let's say you are going for travel and you want to do some anything like scuba diving or paragliding or some ice skating or whatever. So by doing any kind of an adventurous activity, suddenly they may fall and they have some accident. That can possible very much with this. If let's say transit etc is not good and Antardasha is not very well, so that can be possible. So you need to be careful regarding that. Also especially doing adventurous sports, right? You need to be careful if you have Jupiter in the 8th house. No, 8th house deal with research and suddenness also. Well placed Jupiter can give you longevity, okay? Although for longevity, for long life, Saturn in the 8th house work well, but Jupiter can also give that. You will also see that Jupiter when set in the 8th house, it aspect your 12th house, it aspect your 2nd house, okay? And it aspect your 4th house. So it can also give you some unexpected gains from any sources, okay? Unexpected, like for an example, let's say you are not expecting and you just suddenly get some lottery due to some tickets that you have purchased, right? Or even unexpected kind of a gains, right? That can be possible. Also you will see that Jupiter represent the Jiva Karak, okay? And it is going into the 8th house. So it can give you your attitude which is like a research based attitude. Naturally you have that research kind of a nature, a scientific kind of attitude towards thing, doing a very good research about the things and then taking decision. That can also possible. This Jupiter by sitting in the 8th house, it also aspect the 12th house. So you may involve in things like doing social work, charity. That can be very good for you. One advice for you I would like to give is that when you have Jupiter in the 8th house, never tell anyone that you are doing this charity, that charity. What people do nowadays, they let's say do a bhandara, they just serving food to the people, they are donating some money, donating some clothes, donating some foods, right? what they do is that they take pictures and post it on Facebook and social media. They create videos about that and they tell everyone, oh, I have done such a big thing, I have distributed this food, little bit of food they distribute and tell it to everyone as if they have done some miracle. You should never do that, because in that way you will never get the fruits of those things. The value of those things is in secrecy. You should never tell anyone. Okay, when you are doing charity, helping anyone, just forget that. You should do charity and help in such a way that you yourself should not remember that you have done that. You go somewhere, secretly give someone a food, someone money, clothes, shoes, whatever you can, and just move away. Never think about it again that you have done. That is when this kind of a Jupiter will give you great results. Why? Because 8th house is secrecy, 12th house is charity. For you it's really important. Never tell anyone that you have done some charity. If you do that, if you do charity, help anyone in terms of food, money, education, anything, right? You will see that it will going to give you good result, and many of the negative effect will get nullified with this remedy. But the point is secrecy. You will never reveal that. Just do that and forget that you have done, and do it probably as much as you can. This Jupiter can even give you interest in things like occult sciences, like astrology, tarot card reading, palmistry. And you will see Jupiter when sit in the 8th house, it aspect the 2nd house. So many times it will give you such a great intuition abilities that your prediction could also come true, because 2nd house represent your speech also, right? 2nd and 3rd house is communication, 2nd house speech. So what you speech, like you will see, you start doing astrology and then you start to feel something about someone chart, and whatever you say start to come true. So especially when you have Jupiter in the 8th house, it aspect the 2nd house. So you need to be very careful if you do prediction about someone. Try not to do negative predictions. Try to say good things about someone. If you are seeing that let's say accident could be possible, try to tell them that, hey, please try to ride this bike carefully for the next 2 months, instead of telling them that, hey, you will have accident and you will break all your bone. You should not say that. That's not a good idea, especially when you have Jupiter in the 8th house. No, you should not. You should tell them rather that please try to avoid riding bike or something, and if you have to ride, then ride it carefully. That's what you should say. And this Jupiter can also give you blessing of psychic powers, supernatural powers. Naturally that intuition can be possible with this placement, right? So with that, you need to have responsibility. Do not do negative kind of a thing. And because I have seen some people feel really amazing that, oh, I see negative things, now I will tell this person this negative and now I'm happy because it will turn true. No, this is not good, right? You should not do something like that. You should rather carefully use the words so that other person can get some benefit. And if you can just tell them some remedy, that's even better. Okay, so yeah, try to add something good in someone's life. Do not add pain, right? So yeah, you can warn them, you can advise them, that's your job, but not in a blunt way, right? So that's really important. Although in education there could be some gaps, if let's say 5th house is also afflicted, so there could be disturbance in education. In your education, you might take some year gaps in education, that can be possible. Okay, this Jupiter can give you some sort of fluctuation sometime in finances, that can be possible. Okay, see, 8th house is concerned with hidden matters, like like for an example, if let's say a person is doing a government spy, a government agent of some government agencies, that. So that can also be seen from the 8th house. You are doing hidden work. Okay, like some people even do such kind of a work in their profession that most people throughout the life won't even know what they are doing, even if they are doing good things, right? They just want to hide their work because it's 8th house energy. So that can also possible with this kind of a placement. If this Jupiter is afflicted, so you will of course see that this person will have so much sexual thing in their like body, that urges and all that they will try to have sexual affairs more and more, because Jupiter is here. If let's say Rahu and Venus are also placed in certain way in a chart, and Venus and Mars is making connection, then that's fire increases. Then this person would like to make more affairs because they will get obsessed about love, romance, sex. So yeah, that can also be seen with this placement. Now you will also see that when you have Jupiter in the 8th house, you could also involve in profession like insurance, finance related profession like working in bank, in financial institution, something related to tax, or even insurance related things, or even professions like in which death is involved. Like for an example, you provide funeral services, you do mortuary related work, you provide in India, you provide, let's say for an example, the things which are required at your funeral last time, that can also possible, or something to do with death. Such kind of a profession could also possible. Or you might be a secret spy, or you might be in data analysis, or you might be doing some sort of research related based work. So such kind of a thing like analysis of any kind could also possible with this. You will also see when you have Jupiter in the 8th house, you will become such people, definitely I've seen, like become talented in things like making strategies, right, carrying out research, investigations, right, investigating officers could also be possible with this. So yeah, that can also be possible with this. Like they have this special abilities to go to the root of the problem, and they also have that instinct, that answer them, right. So they have this ability to find the answer by going to the root of that questions, so that can be possible. And they have this some sort of ability that they can just simplify the mysterious and complex problem. That is the thing, right. So yeah, that can be seen. Also you will see with Jupiter in the 8th house, sometime this Jupiter can give person huge financial gains through inheritance or other people's assets, because 8th house also represent dealing with other people's money. Okay, so through somehow other people's asset they gain money. Even you see these people who have this investment banking related company in which they manage other people's assets, they do investment and all that. Such people kind of a like such combinations can also be possible with this kind of a Jupiter. Okay, inheritance from the in-laws can be possible. Okay, and definitely they are highly intuitive and sensitive kind of a people. If it's working in a positive way, they use their abilities to heal people, to heal humanities, okay, and to help other people. That can also be seen. Generally Jupiter in the 8th house can give you can also give you good wisdom to manage money, okay, and to have a good financial position also, because it aspect your second house of saving and assets. But if other things are not working on and it get afflicted and it work in a negative way, that then it could create problems. Okay, I've also seen that Jupiter in the 8th house in some cases can give you a secretive nature. Okay, you may not like to share your things with people easily. Okay, that can also be possible. And you should also understand that 8th house also represent transformation. So Jupiter in the 8th house can also give you transformation in your life and also spiritual growth. Okay, you will see that with this placement you will experience significant changes in your life. Generally these things are seen with Jupiter in the 8th house. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And now let's talk about Jupiter in the 9th house. Now let's talk about what will going to happen when Jupiter is placed in the 9th house of your chart. So when Jupiter placed in the 9th house of your chart, your D1 lagna chart, so first of all, the 9th house represent what? 9th house is the Mool Trikon house, right? Is the trinal house, and is a Trikon house, and trinal house is the house of religion, higher learning, philosophy, your father, guru, culture, knowledge, your dharma. It is the house of your higher education. It is the house of long distance traveling and thousands of other things. Jupiter in the ninth house, when placed here, you will see that the person is inclined towards all the signification that I have mentioned. You should also, like, and even, I'm sorry, like, what I want to say is that with this kind of a placement, you should understand that there is a good chances that the person will also travel to long distance places, most probably foreign countries. And if some other factors are supporting, like for an example, fourth house is also afflicted, fourth lord is placed into 9, 12, then in that case person can even settle abroad with such kind of a placement. If ninth house Jupiter is well placed, then it is a very good placement. Why? Because by sitting in the ninth house, Jupiter bestows its fifth aspect on your lagna. So it throws its fifth aspect on your lagna, which is very good, because what happened with that, it save you from most of the problem and negative aspect of your chart. Also it give you wisdom. So even if the problem come, Jupiter aspect will save you. That is really good. But let's say if this Jupiter is afflicted, then it might cause like things like, for an example, person may not like their own culture, own religion. That can be possible, right? Because ninth house represents dharma as well. In that case, it may also possible that there could be obstacle in spiritual path and higher learning, problem in higher education, that can be seen, right? Now you will also see that ninth house of our kundli fundamentally also represent our luck, our fortune. Okay, and things like higher education, spirituality. So Jupiter in the ninth house is considered very good overall. If you see like the overall academic of a person, overall things in the life, it is considered very good. Why? Because first of all, it's sitting in the ninth house of luck and it is expanding your fortune. This is the first thing. Then it is aspecting the fifth house, your lagna, with the fifth aspect. It is giving your aspect on your lagna, which is making you very good. Then by its ninth aspect, it is also aspecting your fifth house, which represent your purva punya. So it is making and kids and speculative things. So it is giving you income earning from there as well. So that is why here it is considered to be good. Also, if you understand the fact that in the Kalapurusha Kundli, 9th and 12th house are naturally ruled by Jupiter, right? And since 9th and 12th houses are ruled by Jupiter in the Kalapurusha Kundli, so naturally here, regardless of which ascendant you are, Jupiter feel like I am at my own home environment, so that kind of a thing can be seen over here. It also show that Jupiter in the ninth house can enhance the element of your luck in your life, right? You will definitely feel more lucky in your life, or I can tell you that you are more lucky than a normal person, and this placement will bring prosperity in your life. Okay, but again, Jupiter is about dharma and ethical things. So person for experiencing these things might have to take ethical path, ethical route. If the person is not going to follow that, then he might not have to, or he or she might not expect the same results. Okay. You will also see that with such kind of a Jupiter placement in the ninth house, it bless you with a very good wisdom, and you will have a very positive attitude towards life because of this Jupiter blessing. With this Jupiter in the ninth house, you will take great interest in profession that can involve things like finance, tax, accounting, right? That can also be possible, right? And also, especially like I would say, higher education, teaching, advising, like giving someone advice, consultation, giving consultation, teaching, traveling, such kind of a profession can also be possible with this Jupiter. Okay. uh, Now you see, ninth house can talk about foreign travels, or it can also talk about pilgrimage, because it's also represent the travel related to dharma, like the spiritual travel. So Jupiter especially here promote that, right? Like a traveling in which you might gain knowledge, or you might spreading philosophical things, you might spreading uh, dharma related things, like for an example, a priest who is traveling and spreading their spiritual message, that can be seen. Or a professor or a person who is just traveling to different places and just giving lectures about something, that could also be seen with this. One thing is seen that when Jupiter is in the ninth house, so as per this placement, you see that if you have this placement, you would like somehow connect with the religion or philosophy or any kind of higher learning in your life. These things play an important role. And traveling to foreign country, having a lot of foreign trips, interest in that can also be seen, because naturally Jupiter is the significator of ninth and the 12th houses. And by sitting here, Jupiter is promoting foreign travel, so that can also be seen, right? uh, you will also see that here, sometime with certain kind of aspect and conjunction, Jupiter will give you such a tendency that you may love to explore. Like the people who go again and again for travel, they want to new people, they want exploration, because Jupiter also represent that, to explore new places, to explore new things, right? Especially when, let's say, it's in the sign of probably something in which the research is involved. So yeah, like I have seen, like when Jupiter in the ninth, can also give you a lot of foreign travels, right? And if, let's say, some planet are there in Scorpio, or you are a Scorpio ascendant or something like that, then that research or then that exploration increase in the person. I have also seen this, that with Jupiter in the ninth house, you may prefer to study by your own. Like, I don't know, like whether you study by book or by gaining knowledge through videos, but you prefer learning by your own. That can be seen. And throughout the life, no matter where you go, no matter where you live, even if you live on some other planet, you will feel that naturally throughout the life you will keep learning. You will be a learner, you will be a student throughout the life. What I mean by that is that you will naturally keep learning new things in your life. Probably today you are doing school study or college study. Tomorrow, when you will be in your professional field, you will upgrade yourself, keep learning with this placement. You may study finance related book, you may study self-help book, money management book, time management book. So throughout the life, it will give you learning kind of attitude, which is really good. Jupiter in the ninth house will give you hunger for knowledge, for wisdom. You will also see that. It will give you a philosophical type of nature. And I have also seen that such people with who have Jupiter in the ninth house, they like to guide other, share their opinion with others, right? That could also be seen, that their opinion, their knowledge, they love to share that. That is why this placement can make you a very good professor, a very good teacher, a very good person who can explain things very well. And with Jupiter, they have very strong, I would say, value for the freedom, movement, expression, that can be seen. Sometime this Jupiter placement can give you a life that become inspiration for many other, that can be seen. And success can, like such people may even sometime find success in foreign land also due to some reasons. Okay, or maybe go for education in foreign land, that could also possible with this kind of a thing. Okay, such kind of a placement. If you understand the fact that naturally in the Kalpurusha Kundli, ninth house is ruled by the planet Jupiter, because ninth house in the Kalpurusha Kundli have the sign of Sagittarius, whose ruler is Jupiter. So now here Jupiter is in his natural home, because the ninth house has the naturally energy of that Sagittarius sign, regardless of which ascendant you are. So what's happening here is that it can make you a very scholar kind of a person, right? Very wise and intelligent person. You will also see with Jupiter in the ninth house, you have very good power to influence other people's belief and faith. Literally, such people with their own belief can change the reality of others people, right? They have a great ability regarding that. uh, you will also see uh, such people, uh, they become some kind of leader or authoritative figure, especially in some spiritual organization. Like if you go to India, many people who have good money in some locality, or in, like, let's say there are 1,000 home, in that there is a one rich person. So that person, let's say, interested in spirituality, and that person join some place, like for an example, that person join any spiritual organization of India, like Shanti Kunj of Haridwar, or any organization, and that person become the head of their area of that organization. So that kind of a placement it can be. It can make you head, or even your area head of that particular spiritual organization. Okay. And you will also see even the strong spiritual leaders can also be seen with this placement. Okay. uh Generally, native with Jupiter in the ninth house follow tradition and ritual, and they like their traditions. But if, let's say, you have Jupiter in the ninth house and you do not like them, that's fine. That simply mean that your Jupiter is afflicted. Whether your eighth lord probably sitting with the Jupiter, whether Jupiter is afflicted with Rahu or Saturn, or Jupiter can be retrograde. In such cases, person may not like their traditions. Okay, that can also be seen. Now, Jupiter in the ninth house can also take a person abroad to a foreign country to earn money. That can also be seen with this placement. Okay. Uh, this Jupiter in the ninth house can make a person very rigid also sometime. They become extremely rigid. Okay, and sometime I've also seen with Jupiter in the ninth house, these people like traveling to different places, different country again and again become their passion. They love to travel and abroad, and do exploration, meet new people, new culture. That can also be seen. Okay. This Jupiter in the ninth house, it can give them endless curiosity. That is why they love to travel and explore. Generally, they become very good student. Okay, because Jupiter is sitting in the ninth house of higher education, also expecting the fifth house of education and your lagna. So it make them a very good student and a very good teacher as well. Oh, and even very good advisor, very good consultant. Okay, because these people naturally value knowledge. It doesn't even matter that they value the bookish marks knowledge or the normal, but the knowledge is like the real knowledge, the wisdom, they have that. I have seen that Jupiter in the ninth, such people become open minded. They also appreciate other people's culture. Okay, so that can also be seen. Also, Jupiter in the ninth house people, I have seen they can find success in academics, publishing related work, or even in some kind of international venture. Okay, that can also be seen. They may also do like foreign travel or even pilgrimage related travel in their life, right? So overall, this is considered to be as a good placement because it is covering your lagna, your third house, right, and your fifth house by aspect. Jupiter by sitting in the ninth aspect your lagna, third, and your fifth house. So in that way, it is considered to be a good placement. Okay, a fortunate kind of a placement. So yeah, if you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. Now let's talk about Jupiter in the 10th house. Okay, now let's talk about 10th house. What happened when Jupiter is placed in the 10th house? 10th house represent your what? 10th house represent your career, your profession, your reputation. It is the house of government as well. Okay, it represent authority, it represent political concern, right? Your image, okay, in society. And you will also see that uh, it is the house of like fame also. Okay, now you should also understand this fact. 10th house and 10th lord generally talk about, uh, I would say, not exactly the profession, because for that other things also play important role, but it's talk about like the work environment, right? So that is also there. So when Jupiter is placed into the 10th house, so you can work in the fields like education, spirituality, religion. You can start a consultancy, like you are giving any kind of a consultation, or even travel related business can also be seen, okay, with this kind of a placement. uh Generally Jupiter in the 10th house can give you name, okay, can give you even fame if it's working in a positive way, okay, and can connect you with the career also related to like psychology, psychiatrists, right, which are counseling people, teacher, something related to legal, something related to finance, something in which you become a leader, because Jupiter also represent leader, and with certain placement Jupiter can also represent an army general, right? So yeah, so it can give you authority as well, right? Jupiter in the 10th house can also bless a person with research oriented mindset, you know. And Jupiter in the 10th house can give you a great problem solving skills. That is really nice. And due to those, you can get name and fame and reputation, okay, in your life with this Jupiter placement. Although I have seen one thing with Jupiter in the 10th house, you should understand the fact when Jupiter is placed in the 10th house, and such person will become very bhola type of individual, like, oh, we should help people, and we should be doing good deeds. If someone is coming to me for money, I will give them every time, and you know, we should help people. You will see that in their life people make them fool, right? Although they have good things in them, but people can make them fool easily when you have Jupiter here. Now again, if Rahu, Mercury, etc. is well placed, then they can become clever. But because of this Jupiter, sometime because of their good things, like they become over good in their life, okay, they become so good that like you know, they become so much good that because of their good deeds they feel like, oh, we should help everyone. That is why some people start crying in front of them, join their hand, please give me the money, please give me the money, and then they run away, they never come back. So such kind of a thing can also be possible when you have Jupiter in the 10th house. So what my advice here is that if you have Jupiter in the 10th house, yes, good things are good, we should help people, we should do good karmas, but be careful, people can make you fool, and just because you are a good human being, they will just run away by taking your money, and you can face such situation in your life. So be careful. Although I have seen one thing, when Jupiter is placed in the 10th house, you should understand the fact that this is the rashi of Saturn. Like what I'm trying to tell you, in the Kalapurusha Kundli, 10th house is the sign of Capricorn. So regardless of which ascendant you are, here the Saturn energy is present, okay. So if you have Jupiter in the 10th house and such person drink little bit of alcohol, although I don't promote such kind of a thing, but those people who drink a little bit, even few drops of alcohol, probably once in a day or twice in a day, in that case what happen is that this Jupiter get little bit afflicted, and in a funny way actually, they get like the benefit of this. Why? Because you should understand the fact, when Jupiter is in the 10th house here, the person become very like, the person become over moral, okay. So we need to reduce this morality, so that because see, in today's world, if you become so moral that, oh, it's okay, you came to me for money, I give you, and then you ran away every time this is happening, and still I'm helping you, then because you know, this Jupiter can give such kind of tendency to you. So what happen is that when such person drink a little bit, I'm not telling you to drink a lot of beer and all that stuff, but when such person take little bit of alcohol, even if it take, like, let's say in like once in a day, or little bit few drops of alcohol, and even drink like little bit mixing in the water, what happen is that Saturn influence came over Jupiter. So this Jupiter get little bit of affliction, so it work as a remedy. Okay, so what happened with that is that this Jupiter get afflicted, and due to which that morality decreases and their cleverness increases. That is what good here. And due to that, this remedy work good in the case of Jupiter in the 10th house. That drinking little bit of alcohol, like few drops, not too much, just a few drop every day. In that case, the person morality decreases. Okay, so their chances of getting cheated, getting fooled by people reduce. Okay, so yeah, so you need to be careful regarding, like, people fooling you, and they just come to you, they cry in front of you, oh please help me and this and that, and then they run away. So you need to be careful. But generally I've seen that the people who drink alcohol, who have Jupiter in the 10th house, they don't get fooled easily, because their Jupiter is already getting afflicted with that, and that's a natural remedy. In this case, little bit of affliction or like that remedy of like the alcohol is really good for you. Okay, only in this case. Now if let's say this Jupiter in the 10th house is placed into the sign of Pisces, in the sign of Sagittarius, or even in the sign of Cancer, then it make a great rajyoga. Then it can give you name, fame, success, prosperity, and you can even become some sort of authoritative person. Okay, and even whatnot it can give you everything. Also, by Jupiter sitting in the 10th house, it aspect the 4th house, which is directly opposite by its 7th aspect. So it can give you all the facilities like big home, good vehicles, car, etc. So in that way it will give you good prosperity regarding that as well. Also, by sitting in the 10th house, Jupiter aspect your 2nd house by its 5th aspect. So it protect your savings, family. It also increase your assets, money, right? So in that way also, financially also, it give you fruitful results. Okay, such person generally seen that person is noble, very helpful, okay, and trustworthy, spiritual, and very selfless. Okay, and saint type of person. Jupiter in the 10th house make you a saint type of person. That is why I said that because of such qualities, many time with Jupiter, if you have in the 10th house, people will make fool of you, and they will just run with your money. They will come in such a manner, and they will cry out of, like, I don't know how they cry in front of you, that it's hard for you to say no to them. But then again, I have seen this practically, that because it's also a remedy of like the Lal Kitab thing, that when you drink little bit of alcohol in this Jupiter in the 10th, then it like, because you should understand the fact, Jupiter is morality, and such kind of a thing like beer and all that stuff, alcohol, they are like Rahu Saturn thing, and when you drink that, Jupiter get little bit of affliction. But I'm not telling you to drink and destroy your body, no, just a little bit, because I've seen the people who drink that little bit, they what happen is that with this they're they become clever with this, right? Now I'm not telling you, if you have Jupiter in the 10th house, to drink alcohol or anything like that. Please don't do that, right? Even like if you drink homeopathic medicine, that also have alcohol, right? As a remedy, yes, if you feel like, yes, you are like that and people cheat you a lot and just make fool of you, right? And you just every time you feel like in that situation, then you can take few drops of alcohol every single day when you sleep, like 3-4 drops, right? Again, I'm not promoting any kind of alcohol, right? So yeah, that's your choice. Now generally Jupiter in the 10th house, if well placed, can give you career, name, fame, status, right? That can be seen, and can give you a good post also. Okay, and you will also see that this can even make you a judge, right? Because Jupiter also represents leader, but for that you need the support of Saturn as well to become a judge, right? And then you see that some kind of a trader, philanthropist, businessman can also be seen with this placement. It can even make you take you towards some sort of financial institution, working in some bank, finance company, right? Or finance related work, or even working in banking, financial institution, or in some political related things can also be possible. But again, for politics, Saturn Rahu role will be really important, because if a person is morally so good, he will not be succeed in politics, right? Because these are not the qualities that you need to become a politician. You know that the person with this placement, I would say, I have seen this money, like money will become less priority for such person until like Rahu etc influencing 11th house, then money can become priority. But most of the time, or like they are Taurus ascendant, then can also money become priority, or moon Taurus can also give money priority. But most of the time with Jupiter in the 10th, their priority could be dignity, status, right, education, helping people. Such things could become their priority. Social respect could be important for such people. Okay, and they always love to have high moral and ethics. Okay, if you have Jupiter in the 10th house and you feel like, oh, I don't have these qualities, I don't have high moral or ethics, I am not helping nature, then most probably your Jupiter is highly afflicted with other planets, right? So yeah, like these people are believer of honesty and trueness, that can also be seen. uh, Now with like they have like these people who have Jupiter in the 10th house, they will definitely achieve success with their inner strength, and with their inner strength they can just overcome most of the hurdle of their life. Okay. uh, Now Jupiter in the 10th house will give you very good knowledge and intellect. Okay. So that can also be seen. Position in some case can also show that when Jupiter in the 10th, your father could be an influential figure, or like I can say that, like in your life, I would say, like maybe your father contribute a lot. Okay. Like what you are today, some people are like, oh my god, whatever I am is due to my dad, he just did this for me and that for me. Of course we all love our parents, they are important in our life, but for such people in some case they become extremely important. So that can also be seen. You will also see that when Jupiter is in the 10th house, people will see you as a lucky person, especially when it comes to career opportunities. Okay, you will excel down the line, and also you will get help from the others. Okay. uh, and sometime even because of your ethical nature and such kind of a nature, people, you will get some people who will hurt and do negative thing, but with such a good nature you will also get people who will help you in gaining success. So that can also be seen. Also, when you have Jupiter in the 10th house, you will definitely get expansion and recognition for your work. You will definitely get recognized with whatever efforts you put. If not in the world, not in the country, not in the state, then at least in your area, at least in your office, you will get that respect. Some people won't get it, right? But you get it with this placement. These people are generally, generous and have like a compassionate kind of a nature or character, I can say. See, when you have such a great nature, like with Jupiter in the 10th, these people become like, they are very dependable human beings, right? So like people trust them a lot, and that is why in their difficult time, at least they have some people who can help them, because they know that this person is a good person, right? And that can be seen. You will also notice when you have Jupiter in the 10th house, people will see you as a very wise and a very knowledgeable person. Lot of people take advice from such people. They will ask suggestion about their life. They want to take advice like, hey, should I do this or not? You will also see that many people came to you for advices. Okay. And when Jupiter is well placed, so such people can become very determined and dedicated to pursue their goals, whatever they want to achieve. So yeah, that can also be seen. It is also said that in the astrology, when you have Jupiter in the 10th house, you have that inner strength to see and to change the future and to do whatever the hell you wants to. Okay, you fight the situation and you can come out of it and achieve whatever you wants to. That's really a good thing about, and especially regarding the career. Okay, so yeah, so this is all about Jupiter in 10th house. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. Now let's talk about Jupiter in the 11th house. Now let's talk about Jupiter in the 11th house. So what will going to happen when Jupiter will place in the 11th house? Okay. So see, first of all, 11th house represent gains. Okay, 11th house is the house of your desire and the fulfillment of your desire as well, right? 11th house show your social networking. Okay, 11th house show your incoming gains. 11th house shows like the big networks that you build, joint committees. Okay, these things are all represented by 11th house. 11th house is actually, if you want to understand, you see this 11th house as the door by which you take money inside your home. Okay, that is the 11th house. So when generally it is seen that when Jupiter is placed in the 11th house, you are blessed with a good and a huge social network, right? And you could have noble and good friends. But here's the thing, if let's say you have Rahu and Jupiter placed here, right, which means that Rahu is also placed with the Jupiter in the 11th house, then the things could be different. Then it doesn't mean that you only have good friends. It means that you could also have bad friends, and probably some of your bad friend could cheat you. That can also possible with this, right? So yeah, when Rahu involved or other planet involved, the thing changes. But if you have only Jupiter, then yes, having social network huge, having many friends, having good friends can be seen. Okay. You will also see that when you have Jupiter in the 11th house, you will move into the spiritual kind of a network circle, or your friend or someone like who is in your network circle. You probably spend time with people, or your network circle will have people whether who could be in leadership related things, or spiritual people, or could be very intellectual type of people. Okay, like overall very intellectual people who would do intellectual type of discussion. That is the kind of a network circle Jupiter will give you here, right? Now see, when Jupiter is in the 11th house, it is going to give you good financial benefits and recognition also. Okay, but again, any afflictions like which planet are aspecting, which are sitting, they change things, right? So yeah, that also need to be seen. Then you will also see that 11th house also represent your elder sibling, friends, right? So Jupiter in the 11th house is good for the financial related things in your life, financial domain I can say of your life. It give blessing to you, I would say, with a high sense of understanding, with a good sense of understanding, right? Especially when it comes to the matter of involving money, like whenever there's a money, finance, such related matters are there. So you will see that the person have good understanding, probably person have the knowledge to where to invest, how to invest. He might be thinking and studying like these things like stock market, mutual funds. And most of the time these people love to do discussion about such thing. They always keep studying, doing courses related to that, keep studying that can be possible. It is also seen when Jupiter is there in the 11th house. Such people generally get the required assistance from their the people they need. They somehow, if Jupiter is unafflicted and sitting here, so somehow or other they get the right person who help them. Okay, so you will also see that if Jupiter is unafflicted here. Also, when Jupiter is set in the 11th house, it creates a harmonious state of relationship with the siblings. Okay, especially the elder sibling. Okay, because for the younger sibling, you need to see the third house as well. Although by sitting in the 11th house, Jupiter 5th aspect fall on the third house, which create good relationship with the younger sibling as well. But again, you have to see which planets are sitting in the third house, which planet are influencing third house for seeing the younger sibling. Okay, so yeah. uh, Also you see that if you have Jupiter in the 11th house, Jupiter in the 11th house helps you to realize like you know dreams of your life through ethical approach. Like generally these people love to have ethical approach, right? With Jupiter in the 11th house, they feel like, oh, I am getting good amount of money, why should I do some negative work, or some why should I take any kind of a bride. So generally these people are good, they do not likes to earn money by any unethical way. You will generally see that. But again, if let's say other planets are making this person bad, then things could be different. But generally you will see that I have seen this again, Jupiter in the 11th house person feel like, oh no, we should not do wrong things. So yeah, that can be seen. In that way they become a good person. 11th house also represent your achievements, your gains also. So Jupiter when sit in the 11th house, it aspect your third house by its fifth aspect, it aspect your fifth house by its seventh aspect, it also aspect your seventh house by its ninth aspect. So so I would say that the kama trikona is very active, right? So you will generally see that such people will have a very high dreams and ambition. Okay, that I want to have a big home, I want to have a big luxury car. Such people would love to have, have a big home in which expensive cars, like such kind of a dream. Like I want to have probably Lamborghini or Bugatti or something like that, Rolls Royce outside my home, I want to build like that. So very high desires can be seen, okay, with such kind of a placement. And generally these people will have very high confidence and courage, that can be seen. Also you will see that these people are very careful, like of their image in the friend and social circle. In office also I have seen sometimes such people are like, I want to go on time, because if I don't go on time I will be 5-10 minutes late, then people will see me as a negative person. So they care a lot about their image in other people. So yeah, and they will also likes to get associated with the like-minded people. Okay, generally these people are also generous and charitable in nature. Okay, and they will also have comfort of vehicles in their life, right? And since Jupiter by sitting in the 11th house aspect their 5th house, so they will also have children's, right? And you will also see that generally I've also seen when you have Jupiter is in the 11th house, it aspect the 5th house, so and the 3rd and the 7th house. So I have also seen that Jupiter represent the male child. Okay, the male child someone have. So when such person have male child, so generally after having male child their luck rises, their bhagya, their fortune rises. Because you should understand the fact that Jupiter is naturally the significator of 9th house of your luck. I mean, like naturally the ruler of the 9th house of your luck, and it is sitting in the 11th house of the gain. And Jupiter also represent your male child when it aspect the 5th house, 3rd house, 7th house. So when you have a male child, after that you will see you will gain some sort of promotion, recognition, that can also possible, and their luck start to rise after that. Because Jupiter is all about more about male child and Venus about female child. Okay, so when you have Jupiter here, so male child related thing can give you more luck. Also you will see that 11th house is a strong indicator of like income, gains, prosperity, and profit, etc. So it represents that you will have like you will like to have friend circle whom which you can just discuss about such kind of a thing, by which you will have more gains. Okay, that can also be seen. Although in terms of friendship I have seen they are like they also get benefits, support from the friends. But again I'm telling you again, if you have let's say Rahu etc here, or any other planet afflicting, then sometime those planet, like those friends in front of your face show that they are the best person in your life, but in reality behind the scenes they are just trying to destroy you. Okay, that can also be possible. And at least if you have Rahu Jupiter together here, like at least once in a life you will like see that there is a high possibility that you will came across your own friend who will probably create some big trouble in your life, and then probably you stop talking to that person. That can be possible, right, with such placement. But if you only have Jupiter, then it's amazing, right? Unafflicted Jupiter is very good here. uh Generally with Jupiter in the 11th house, such people can be very good in the group activities. They form quick connection, they have this ability to make quick connection with the people. And with Jupiter in the 11th house, Jupiter can give them remarkable achievements also. Okay, you will also see that. uh you will also notice that when Jupiter is in the 11th house, such natives or such people will have some sort of philosophical type of nature, like philosophical bent. When they talk, they will try to have philosophical type of discussion. Okay, and it make them curious as well. This placement can make them good leader, right? And you will also see like leadership related things are good in them. So good Jupiter if placed here, then it could give you such a great and genuine friend, that who can give you support even if, let's say, you are at the rock bottom, you hit the rock bottom. Even then their friend will help them if the Jupiter is unafflicted and well placed here. Okay, they are likely to have friends in foreign land as well. Okay, but because see, it is said, because like Jupiter is also the significator, like Jupiter represent the 9th and the 12th house as well. And when, if you see it as per the Kalpurusha Kundli, so Jupiter, which is the ruler of 12th, is in the 11th house of friendship. That's why there are chances of some of you having foreign friend, etc. could be possible. Also, like with some other placement, something related to foreign affair can also be possible with such placement. Like for some time, when the dasha etc is right, they can go for some foreign transfers or living in some foreign country for some time. That can also be seen. Some sort of foreign travel or affair can be seen with such kind of a placement. Also you will see that generally they perform well their work, whatever profession they have, and they also enjoy success in their life. Okay, generally they have good fortune with such kind of a placement of Jupiter. There are chances that if, let's say, 4th house is also well, then they also enjoy luxuries and large property and vehicle and a good home in their life. That can also be seen. Jupiter when sit in the 11th house, it also aspect your 7th house by its 9th aspect, so it will also save your marriage. Like in such case, even if the 7th lord is afflicted, or let's say like not a well placed, or some other things are there, and you have done marriage after matchmaking, so generally with this Jupiter aspect you will see that there is some sort of savior. Now of course, if 7th house is not well placed or 7th house have some bad planets, then things could be different. And also it could give such things could give fight argument, but generally this Jupiter aspect save them. Okay, and can also give them benefits from the marriage as well, right? So yeah, these things are seen with Jupiter in the 11th house. Also when Jupiter occupies this 11th house of friendship, social network, right, and participation in humanitarian cause, so I would say that individual with this placement generally have a good abilities to connect with other, making good connection, big connection can be seen. Okay, forming a very deep and a meaningful relationships, or sorry, friendships can be seen. Okay, Jupiter in the 11th house definitely talk about your involvement in social and community organization. Okay, so that can be seen. And so generally Jupiter in the 11th house is considered to be a good placement, favorable placement. Unafflicted here can give you good benefits in the life. Overall it's a good placement. So this is all about Jupiter in the 11th. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description. And now let's talk about Jupiter in the 12th house. So when Jupiter is placed in the 12th house, what does 12th house represent? 12th house represent like the losses. Okay, 12th house is the house of hospital, asylum, jail, expenditure, hidden pursuit, solitude, like solitude, spirituality, subconscious mind, imagination, deep thinking, isolated places. Okay, the person who is living far away, insecurity, such things are seen with the 12th house. Also, nowadays, 12th house is becoming a luxury house, everyone's favorite, because it also represents traveling to different countries, traveling to foreign lands. That is also 12th house. Okay. Now, what will going to happen when planet which is the Jupiter is placed in this 12th house? So, in the Kalapurusha Kundli, 12th house is ruled by Jupiter, because 12th house has the sign of Pisces in the Kalapurusha Kundli, and the ruler of that is Jupiter. Okay. So, when Jupiter is placed in the 12th house in your chart, regardless of which ascendant you are, so it will give you probably some sort of saint like tendencies. Okay, and can also give you interest at some point of your life in some kind of a spiritual activities. Okay, if you have Jupiter in the 12th house, you may also work in some hospital, jail, asylum, rehab center, or in some places, like for an example, which is isolated, which is far away, which is like, such kind of a places, or even in foreign lands. There is a good possibility of that when you have Jupiter in the 12th house, you could do that. Then you will also see that 12th house of the horoscope kundli could also represent hospital expenditure, etc., and loss also. Okay, so with such kind of a placement, it could give some negative impact on your health. So you need to be little bit careful regarding health when you have Jupiter in the 12th house. Okay, and try to follow some kind of a balanced diet. Having a proper diet is a good idea when you have Jupiter in the 12th house. It also represent, like Jupiter in the 12th house can show that you could have an anxious state of mind, and due to which there could be problem related to blood pressure, etc. So you need to be little bit careful regarding that again. You will also see that sometime this Jupiter here could make you indulge in some wasteful expenditure, or somewhere where you just waste your money. That can also possible. Okay, also if let's say Jupiter is well placed here, then you could see that the person could get material prosperity and respect in your workplace. You will get. Okay, but you will also see that with such kind of a placement of Jupiter in the 12th house, people can see you like a guru, like a guiding figure at your workplace. That can be possible. Okay, generally Jupiter in the 12th house, people have this ability to get loan easily. They may get loan easily, generally it is seen, right? And Jupiter in the 12th house can give you whether digestion problem, it can give you things like diabetes, obesity, if it's really unafflicted. Even lungs related infection can be seen with this placement. Okay, so yeah, so what my advice is here, health wise you need to be conscious. If you feel like these things are there, so have proper take care, right? So yeah, also you will see that Jupiter in the 12th house reduces your enemy. Okay, because by sitting in the 12th is also aspect your 6th house, so it reduces your enemy. That is the good thing about the Jupiter in the 6th house. Okay, it can also make you like a very clever kind of a person. Okay, and such person could also use mantras. They can reside and they can use mantras in a positive way for them. That can also be seen with Jupiter in the 12th. No, Jupiter, if let's say working good in the 12th house, then it can make you very health conscious and a hygiene conscious person also. Okay, that can also be seen. That is the good side of that. Okay, and if let's say making connection with the Mars, then it can make you very good in things like debate, like arguments. Then you could become a good person. Okay, Jupiter in the 12th house, probably you will feel, let's say you live in some western country, you came to India and you are sitting with some kind of a sadhu, okay, or some spiritual saint. You will feel extremely amazing. You will feel that you will have peace of mind by sitting at the feet of some sadhu. if you find some saint, some sadhu who is like having yellow dress, wearing yellow, because that is Jupiter, like wearing yellow clothes, having yellow haldi or kesar on their forehead, yellow color clothes, or maybe saffron color clothes wearing, yellow or saffron color clothes wearing Indian Hindu sadhus. If you just spend some time with them, you naturally feel very relaxed. You will feel, you will have peace of mind. Why? Because your Jupiter is in the 12th house and you are moving to a foreign country, spending some time with a sadhu, you naturally feel relaxed. Okay, Jupiter in the 12th house people, if these guys, let's say, travel to places like Rishikesh, Haridwar, and they just probably give something to a saint, okay, and spend some time with them, take their blessings, they naturally feel like their peace of mind is back, because they are connecting with this energy of Jupiter in the 12th. Okay, naturally Jupiter in the 12th connect you with the mysterious things, hidden things, occult, astrology, reiki healing, right? Solitude, subconscious mind is active, right? These people literally are the ones who could even go to the mountains in some isolated places and they could do sadhanas. That can be seen. Okay, if Jupiter is not working well, then it can again give you fear, insecurities, tension, problems. So one good thing is if you spend some time with some saint, sadhu, okay, again, which is like Jupiter, wearing yellow clothes or saffron, okay, such kind of a people doing spending some time there, doing meditation with them, taking their blessing, you will feel amazing. Okay, you will feel like, oh my god, I get my peace of mind back. So yeah, and this could also definitely, Jupiter in the 12th house, very high possibility at certain point in their life give you interest in spirituality, occult, mysticism. Okay, and these people could start practicing things like meditation, right, prayer, etc., in order to get some relief. Okay, I can tell you this remedy. If you have this Jupiter in the 12th house, you are feeling restless and your mind is not working well, probably travel and spend some time with some saint, with some sadhu. Okay, especially who is like Jupiter, wearing the yellow clothes, saffron, such kind of a person. If you find a good person like that, spend some time, take their blessing by touching the feet, you feel like, whoa, it's a miracle, I'm feeling relaxed, because you are just taking blessing from that Jupiter. So that's why. So also such placement of Jupiter can even I've seen that such people could work in some isolated dark kind of a place. Like for an example, you are a jail warden or working in some jail somewhere, that can be seen. Let's say you are even working in hospitals. 12th house also represent hospital, asylum center or something can also be seen. Also you will see that probably Jupiter in the 12th house, if let's say it's working in a very good way, you have other rajyogas, then it could send you in some foreign country and there you will have a good home, etc., which means that with good placement here and other placements are well placed in your chart, other planets, then these planets will send you in a foreign country and you will gain success there. That can also possible. Okay, so this could also be seen. In some cases you will see that Jupiter in the 12th house people feel detached from the aspect of materialistic life, and they feel more inclined towards things like spirituality, religion. Okay, that can be seen. Jupiter in the 12th house is a good placement for those people. Like I would recommend that one good remedy is that when I told you the sadhus related remedies, if such people are all associated with things like whether in a foreign country, then you are satisfying this Jupiter, or you are just taking regularly blessing of some sadhu, visiting places like Rishikesh, etc., or in some mountains, isolated places, then also you are satisfying this Jupiter, then it's good. You will feel naturally good. Also, if you are working in places like hospital, you are anything working in hospital, then you are doing good. You are working in places like asylum, etc., then it is again good. So if you do any work which is related to the 12th house, working in foreign country, then it is good. Then you naturally satisfying this Jupiter. Okay, so yeah, if you want to be a guru, a spiritual teacher, then it is really a great placement, because now you don't have that desire to gain materialistic thing. You have a different desire, because 12th house Jupiter, and you want to be a spiritual teacher or something, then you will gain good knowledge, then it will help you to do meditation and to gain more those kind of powers. Okay, this is a good placement for that. Jupiter in the 12th house can give you a dream like life, dream like imaginative kind of a people, you who will have philosophical kind of a nature. They are in their own imaginations, that can be seen, right? With Jupiter in the 12th house, these people will feel like a yogi, these people will feel like a guru, knowledgeable kind of a person. Okay, that can be seen. But if, let's say, you have Jupiter in the 12th, along with that you have 4 different planets or 3 different planets with that, then of course things will change. Because if, let's say, you have Jupiter in the 12th house, but you also have Venus in the 12th house, then what's going to happen? Then the Jupiter is saying that do the spirituality, but Venus is saying no, do the sex, have love affairs, have multiple affairs, right? So that is the difference then. Okay, and then it also depend upon in which sign it is placed. Okay, because if, let's say, you have Jupiter in the 12th, you have Venus in the 12th, and you have lagna lord in the 12th, then it will be a different thing. Then it could probably take you in the foreign land for doing some education, and then you will try to earn money maximum, have enjoy all the pleasures of the life. So if there are more planets, then the blend will be different, but naturally still you will find that at least some qualities of Jupiter will be seen. Like these people could be interested in spirituality or materialistic, or things like astrology, tarot card reading, occult, healing. These things are still there regardless of which planets are there. Okay, so yeah, but overall the result of the planet will change depending upon nakshatras, and like especially the sign they are placed in and the planet they are sitting with, conjunction, right? See, Jupiter is also the is the ruler of 9th house in the Kalapurusha Kundli, and also the ruler of 12th. So if you consider this like the ruler of 9th in the 12th, so these people naturally also have the chances of taking some sort of education in foreign land, working in foreign land. That can also be seen in some faraway places. Okay, and involving in some kind of these psychic matters, right? Psychic powers can be seen, right? So yeah, that can also be seen with Jupiter in the 12th house. Also you will see that these people will find some sort of inspiration through things like meditation, dreams, okay, or metaphysical things. Like you will see that when you have Jupiter in the 12th house, probably you will have a dream in which you are just starting something, and then by seeing that dream you start, or by doing meditation you will start to feel happy, so you start doing that. So that can also be seen with such kind of a placement. For attaining relief, for attaining mental peace, they start to do meditation, take blessings of some guru. Such things can be possible. Or probably working in, if they work in things like jail, hospital, etc., such kind of a places, or in a foreign land, naturally means that you are satisfying this Jupiter. So yeah, so this is all about Jupiter in the 12th house. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description, and I will meet you on the next video on my channel. Till then, bye bye.